your boy Ancient Albatross here again with some very special guests as well. But we also have the Cypher Unlimited boys as usual. We have Spigs18 or Anthony. We have Dean or Alpha Dean. And just as a quick reminder, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us here on Twitch and subscribe to us over on YouTube. It is a great help for our channel. We really appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. But without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to our very special guest. Sean, take it away.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean Reynolds. I'm a designer at Monte Cook Games, and we are here to do a one-shot session of Neon Rain, which is material from our upcoming cyberpunk book called Neon Rain, written by myself, Dominique, and Bruce Cordell. And I'd like everybody to introduce your characters with your character sentence so we can all know who's playing who for this little scenario.
Who wants to go first?
You're talking.
I think you should, Anthony.
Oh, okay. I'm playing Rove Jenky Smirnov, and my character sentence is a perceptive solo, which is sort of like a warrior, and who is a walking tank. I got a really cool cybernetic arm that turns into a shield, and I like to kill things, so this is going to be very interesting, right up my alley.
Nice. Speaking of alley, how about Al?
I'll go next. So I'm playing Pwn, PWN. Like the cool spelling of own. But either way, I am a mechanical hotshot who has a custom drone, and hotshot's kind of like the explorer. And so my guy wears a long trench coat with all his drone tools tucked inside, all the inside pockets there. And his drone actually looks like a chihuahua that like hovers, kind of like Rush from Mega Man. But yeah, that's my dude, and he loves tinkering with stuff.
Cool. How about you, Dean?
I am Hydra, a stealthy solo who weaponizes chrome. And he's lightly built, he looks like a gymnast, type body. Wears a long dark trench coat, dark sunglasses, with a little digital readout down at the bottom. And he has looks like a mechanical cigarette just hanging out of his mouth.
Cool. And, it's okay if that mechanical cigarette makes you sick, because you can just get your lungs replaced with cybernetic lungs later.
Exactly.
And Ked, please tell us about your character.
Well, I am playing Scorpion, the guarded tech who works the system. Ultra elite pro hacker.
Mom, order extra pizza rolls.
Anyways, he wears like a probably like a digital readout mask, so you don't see his face, and also to mask his totally unnatural high-pitched voice. You're not exactly sure what age he is.
Nice. Cool. So this is a cyberpunk game, and you all are kind of just getting started as mercs for hire, and you have been given a gig by a fixer. But before we go into the details of that gig, does anybody have any questions about anything on your character sheet? Whether that's relating to your actual character abilities, or let's say the ultimate damage optional rule that's on the back of your character sheet.
I was going to say, can we mention that now? So yes, I would like that to be brought up now, please. Yes.
So one thing that all the players here are probably a little surprised by is that we have an optional rule in Neon Rain called Ultimate Damage, which says that for the purpose of applying levels of effort to damage, because cyberpunk is a pretty brutal genre and you have all sorts of high damage weapons and, death is pretty cheap, your limit to spending effort on damage is the limit of effort in the game. So you can apply 6 levels of effort, even if your normal effort score is just 1. So if you want to go hog wild and throw 6 levels of effort on one of your attacks, you totally can. However, I do have, as the GM, the option of saying, you can't throw all that effort on this character because they're a boss. We want to make it so that the boss's characters don't get one-shotted.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if you really want to, you can dump a bunch of points and do horrendous amounts of damage. In the playtest I ran with Monte Cook Game staff, people use it 4 or 5 times. They're like, I don't care if I'm using everything in my pool. I'm going to do 17 points of damage with this attack. So, ultimate damage rule on the table.
So basically, the normal effort rules apply, as in the points coming out of your pools, correct?
Yes, it still costs a normal amount of effort, and your effort limit is still what it is for any other task. But for damage, you can just go all in if you want.
It's a high damage setting. Can I get some plot armor to go with my normal armor?
Well, I just told the chat that I was taking bribes to kill PCs, so I think you'd have to counter bribe them.
Love me.
Uh-oh.
Any questions about any aspects of your character, how your cybernetics work, how your drone works, etc.? Everybody should have some sort of cybernetic implant or two, at least a communication implant, which is your basic functionality of cell phone, communicator, basic internet access, that sort of thing.
I think everything is like pretty self-explanatory. It looks good. I'm ready to let's do this.
I have a quick question. It seems like our weapons are more enhanced than a normal Cypher system weapon. Are they considered artifacts, or are they just hella cool because this is cyberpunk and we get cool cyberpunk weapons?
That's a good question. So most of you are carrying some sort of pistol or whatever. In this book, in addition to your regular basic no flavor medium pistol, heavy pistol, etc., the various mega corporations in the setting have branded specific versions of those weapons, and so you can get like a Dragon Circle R registered trademark pistol that adds fire damage, or a Blitzkrieg Circle R pistol that adds electricity damage. So you can get regular weapons. They are definitely cheaper, but you folks have dropped a bit of your cool mercenary money on getting some of the more fun ones. There are artifacts in the book. Some of them are wild experimental technology or things that are just kind of like not really working as well as intended. But for the most part, what you're looking at in the equipment chapter is conventional weapons that are reliable. But I, of course, am free to do weird things with GM intrusions. For example, if your gun shoots a lot of electricity, well, that might come back to haunt you.
I gotta say, I love the description of this Xerox blank pistol and the fact that I can't reload it because it's like a vending machine 3D printed gun.
But it does have new revolutionary fingerprint resistant and untraceable technology. So if you ever need to kill somebody with that gun and then just leave it behind, can't be traced to you.
It's awesome.
Leaves no DNA.
All right,
Good.
if we are ready to start then, it is in the afternoon and you have gotten the mission details from your fixer, and they need you to break into a medical research facility belonging to a mega corporation called Immortech. Immortech, like most megacorps, makes weapons, but they also do a lot of weird like life extension technology and cryogenics, and a lot of weird medical stuff is kind of their wheelhouse. But you need to get into this building, get to the 17th floor, plug yourself directly into their mainframe there where all the data is, and pull up all the information you can on a project called Project Yellow. And once you've downloaded that data, you can exit to the roof of the building, and they will have an automatic flying vehicle come pick you up and pull you off site. But how to get in there and how to get to the 17th floor is up to you. So we will start with, you have, you know where the building is. You know that it is mostly just regular researchers and scientists. It does have a normal security detail. There is a basement level garage with a security door. You do know that there is a company that does the janitorial services that comes by and is going to come by today with a van and a crew of people if you want to use that as your in to getting into the building. You also know that to get into the 17th floor where the servers are, you need a digital fob to unlock that button on the elevator.
Real quick question: do we all know each other?
Yeah, you've met before.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to get too much into your backstories, but you have a general idea of what each other can do. Typical sort of starting group of PCs. You can fill in the backstory as we go if you like.
I would assume we will be scoping out this place maybe ahead of time before we even come up with a plan.
Yeah, what do you want to know? You've had some time to, at least had a day to surveil this area. What do you want to know?
What does the security details look like?
So there are armed guards because most people in the city are armed somewhat, and mega corporations have created very lax weapon carrying laws, mostly for their own benefit. So their security guards are armed. Like your typical person on the street, they almost certainly have some sort of cybernetics, whether that's just a comm implant or optics or maybe smart hands to let them use smart weapons and so on. But you can expect that if you go in guns blazing, you'll definitely face some armed resistance.
Because I've done a little research to figure out like the quality of their like cybersecurity they use in the building, like from what companies they ordered from or something.
Sure. And just because most of the major mega corporations do a lot of that sort of stuff in-house, you know that it's pretty routine level security here. You know that you can't get to the server from outside. It's protected by a pretty good firewall. So that's why you need to physically get up to the 17th floor, jack into it directly, and then download the data.
So,
I'm gonna. Oh,
go ahead.
I'm gonna look at the group and I'm gonna be like,
All right.
Sorry. All right. So, once again, I'm gonna have to do a lot of elite hacking here. So I'm gonna get a bit of a pay buff compared to you guys, right?
Janky puts his hand on your shoulder, and Janky's wearing ripped up jeans, a white wife beater with his cybernetic arm exposed and showing. And the other side, he has a tattoo of Bugs Bunny. Like Bugs Bunny holding Babs. And it's like the most horribly prison drawn tattoo you could possibly imagine. And he goes, I got an idea. Why don't we just go in guns a-blazing? Some told me that that's the best strategy we could have.
Oh, that's how I got shot last time.
Wasn't that fun? Didn't you like that?
Listen. Real simple. There's a bunch of guys coming in to do a cleaning job. So it would make sense that all we have to do is pose to some of those guys. We get through the doors, and then we make it do what it do. You know, it'd be real easy. Nice, simple, silent light. You know, and if necessary, Janky, you know, you can roll over a few people if you need to, you know. I mean, there's a couple of security guards in there. You know, I don't like security guards anyway. There's a couple of those guys in there that you could just smack around a little bit, you know what I mean? But I think we need to go in a little bit more silent, you know.
As you talking, you see Janky pulls out his pistol and it spins on his wrist and then collects on his hand. And he goes to his pistol. He goes, I know. Okay, I'll try to convince. And he puts the gun back. He goes, why is it every time we go on these missions, you want to go undercover espionage? Last time you had me in a tutu, for Christ's sake.
Tonight's going to be a really long one. 1 second.
You look good in
I'm
that
going to be
tutu.
late for tonight's
You should
raid,
have such a
guys.
cute ass.
Okay.
Pone is just tinkering on one of his like workbench tables there. Like sometimes you see him lift up a hand and he vapes from his thumb like it's an implant. Like he just has a vape in his thumb. And he's tinkering on his like drone. He calls it Chico, and the I and the O are 1 and 0, so Chico. But yeah, it looks like a little dog. He's muttering. Doesn't really look up to talk to anyone while he's tinkering. And he says, "Guys, I think I agree with Hydra. We need to be quieter. The quieter we are, the less stuff will break, and I'll be able to take more parts. You know that's why I'm here. I'm here to steal as many parts as we do this. So I don't care what my cut is of the pay. I know I'm gonna get something, but we gotta be quiet so I can be sneaky." And I'm still tinkering.
You see him go on the phone, he pulls out his gun, he goes, yeah, try to convince them. They never listen to me.
Craigpots.
Yeah.
So guys, is this gonna work? I think we should we need to get a little background on this cleaning company. Yeah, I think Scorpion. Get us some IDs made. That's your forte. Get us some IDs. Get us on the roster for work tonight.
All right, let's see what I can do here.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can like locate whatever servers maybe this cleaning company uses or stuff like that, and I'm gonna see if we can get ourselves registered in some way.
Why don't you go ahead and make a computer roll?
Okay, computer, because I got, what's this, hack? Those primary functions. Yeah, I'll just make a regular roll for now. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it straight up. We're gonna see where it goes. That is a 9 on the die.
And are you trained?
I am trained, yes.
Okay. So you are able to fiddle around and get some access by taking a look at their website. You think you could get your names added to the employee list. That'd probably be a difficult task. But while you're poking around, you do know that there is a group of janitorial services people scheduled to be there around 7 p.m. tonight. It might actually be easier for you to just waylay them or perhaps even bribe them to look the other way as you follow them in.
All right, well, let's relay this.
So we got a bunch of choices here. We could put ourselves in the database just like we were thinking of. We could do that. We could maybe beat them and waylay them, whatever, side thing, whatever. We're not thinking about that. Or we could just like bribe them. Oh, God damn it. I knew it.
Beating's a good idea.
I knew he was going to pick that. I tried to gloss over it. All right, we could beat them, we could bribe them, or we could like try to hack our way through. Whatever. It's up to you guys.
I'll also add, so you know that there's a big security gate that guards the parking entrance. You could hack that. You could also probably hack the requirements and bypass the need for the digital fob to get up to the 17th floor. You have a lot of options. It's just a question of how intrusive do you want to be, how violent do you want to be, how destructive do you want to be.
I say let's just pay them off, like you said. We're gonna get creds from this run, right? It's part of the creds. Don't matter. He says from not looking up from his tinkering.
The only thing with trying to pay somebody off is that somebody's always a little bit more greedy than the next man. So you know what happens then, right? We pay them off, and then one of them decides to squeal like a fucking pig, and then we're compromised. I don't think I want to be bothered with that particular situation. So if we're going to do this, then we're just going to take these guys out. You know, I don't necessarily mean we got to kill them, but, you know, they need to be incapacitated for the time it's going to take us to do the job.
I guess, but Mom always said I shouldn't be a bully.
I mean, I don't really like doing violence and we don't have to.
A good beating is always good. It's never bad for anyone except for the person getting the beating. So what are you guys complaining about?
Like I said, Jank, as long as you don't kill anybody, you know, I don't care about a couple of broken arms, legs, or whatever, but no death. It's all good, all right?
Well, if you guys are going to do it messy, like I'm going to be there, but like I don't do a lot of the messy stuff. I'll like watch that and I'll get you through the doors and do the smart things. You guys do the not smart things.
Is there any way we could, like the way the building is set up, is there anywhere where we could lure them? Like maybe one of us will lure them into an alley and then we could take their uniforms?
Yeah, I mean, you, with a good enough computer or hacking roll, you could probably hack into their GPS and find out where their little cleaning van is at any particular point and set up a roadblock or a minor collision or any sort of thing that you can imagine. You could probably make it work.
I will relay that they're showing up at 7 p.m. So probably 7:05.
So we need to get them before then. You know, like I'd say we get them as soon as they're leaving the facility. They all got to meet up there in order to get in the van, right? So shortly after they get in the van, what did it say, about 6:30ish? What time? How long is it going to take them to get from their facility to Magic Corp or wherever the hell we're going tonight?
It's Immortech, like Immortal Tech.
Yeah.
And yeah, with rush hour traffic, it's probably a 6:30 departure from the cleaning company.
Yeah, so they got a bunch of imagination over there. More tech than immortal. Get the hell out of here. Fucking imaginary buddies. Nobody's gonna live forever.
Yeah, so let's beat them before they get here. Is there any way you can stop their car?
Exactly. So, Scorpion, I need you to do your little keyboard thing and figure out their route, reroute their GPS to this location. I gave him a abandoned warehouse that'll get them there like in 15 minutes, like 15 minutes before they should get there, you know, and we'll handle it. How many guys on the crew?
This is a 17-story building, and there conveniently are 4 people on the cleaning crew on the docket today.
What odds? Okay.
Beautiful.
All right, so I'll take the first 4, and then you guys get the rest. Me and Diablo, of course. Yeah. We're going to do some.
I'm gonna score.
All right, I'll reroute the Zoogle maps to like put them into across the street, the wrong building, where we are. Then we can like drive through and stuff. Like like we don't have to kill them, right? That's
No, I'm not.
I just said no killing, okay?
No killing, only disabling.
Only beating.
Yeah, only beat.
I'm looking like directly at Janky, being like,
Diablo said if we
Just
could
get
kill
me.
one of them. Is one okay?
No, Janky, no. Just
Okay.
sleep. Just make him sleep.
Hey, no.
Last thing we need is the cops up our ass.
so yeah, in that case, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're going to, if possible, I'm gonna see if I can remotely see if I can reroute where they want to head.
Okay, why don't you make a computer or a hacking roll to hack into their GPS and redirect them somewhere else?
Okay, if I use the hacker ability, what does that do for the roll? Is it just working, or is it like an asset on the roll?
Let's see.
To access when it's or hack the impossible, whichever.
So hacker would get you information that you're looking for. So you could, like, if you were just stumbling across the van, you could use hacker and be like, where are these people going? But you already know that.
What about hack the impossible to get machines or computers to do my bidding?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Awesome.
Would it be possible in the time frame before this, would it have been possible to get some mercy rounds, some trank bullets?
I'm just gonna laugh at you for asking for non-lethal ammunition.
That's actually the gun person laughing at you. Like, you want what?
Yeah, it's like, son, are you crazy? Do you know how many people get killed in this city every night not using non-lethal weapons? You want to non-lethal somebody? Use your fist.
It's like kindly old lady. Oh, honey, no.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, she pulls out a big 357 Raptor, double barrel 357 Magnum.
So yeah, I'm gonna hack the impossible. I've got an edge of 1, so it's only a cost of 2.
Nice.
And I want to reroute their Zoogle maps to bring them this way.
Great. Yeah, it works. I'm not even going to have you make a roll on that. You have redirected their pin on their Zoogle Maps app. And so I assume you're all going to head to wherever that location is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any preparations you're going to take at this abandoned, kind of burned out, heavily graffitied warehouse?
Basically, when they pull up, I think me and Janky are going to, make a quick action. I'm going to take the driver. Janky, you can start work. Don't tear up the vehicle. It needs to be intact so we can get it back to where we're going.
Oh, we're going to get them in the vehicle? I figured we were going to lure them into the abandoned building and then beat them up.
Well, they're going to pull up. They're going to pull up and see an abandoned building. They're going to know it's not their location.
Real fast though, as if we're already planning or there or doing it, as soon as I tell you guys as we're getting there, don't worry guys, as soon as they pull up, I'm gonna turn their van off or whatever they're pulling up in. I have a scramble machine which renders it unusable for a round, so the van will just turn off on them and then we can bum rush them or whatever. Yeah, so I tell you guys, don't worry about the transport. That shit's gonna stop.
I am going to take a strategic position behind a dumpster, slightly further away.
All right.
I am gonna be sitting. I'm gonna say there's a some sort of mailbox or mail carrier, and I'm gonna be sitting on top of it, waiting for him to just stop it out in the open, not.
And I'm going to take take heed of my talents. I'm a stealthy individual, so I'm going to be melted into some dark corner of shadow, unseen, and we'll make it do what it do.
Okay. And now, where's Pone positioned for the approach of this vehicle?
I would definitely be behind something, peeking at the road, so I can see them as soon as they're approaching. So I can like signal, like, "Hey guys, get ready." And then when they're like close enough to us, I would cast Scramble Machine. So I guess I would be closest to them at that point because I need to see them coming. But yeah, I would be hiding, but closest to the road or whatever.
Can
front.
you use your ability through Chico?
I don't think so. I think the drone just acts as an asset and can like look at stuff for me. I don't think it can use my abilities for me, but I can use from a short range, scramble machine. So yeah, I can still do it from a reasonable distance away. I don't have to touch the machine or anything.
That's a good question, Dean, because I know that focus does have that ability, but it might be a tier 2 or higher ability.
Gotcha.
And Al, since this is an abandoned warehouse, it's got like a big kind of loading door, garage door sort of thing that's kind of like pulled open, and there are a couple of windows that probably go into an office, so you can just creep in there and kind of peek through the window of the office and see where this.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just waiting by the blinds, looking for the.
So at about 6:30, this van that is very obviously a cleaning service van, it's got like a person wearing, like a bandana tying up their hair, and they've got rubber glove. Like this is their decal on the side of the van. It says "Safe Clean, environmentally friendly products," and it pulls up. And are you gonna turn it off?
Yeah, I cast Scramble Machine. I use my 2 int point because I don't have any edge. My edge is in speed, so I use two int and Scramble Machine the cleaning van.
Okay, I will need you to make a very easy roll against the van itself. Great. All right. Yeah. So this thing pulls up, and the van just stalls out and stops working, and you hear it kind of squeaky brakes as it comes to a stop. And then the driver.
As I see the van start to slow and stop, I'm gonna jump off the mailbox and stand in front of the van, and I'm gonna pull out El Diablo, which is this big oversized gun, and I would slowly start walking to the passenger window. To the driver's side window, and I'm gonna attempt to intimidate him. I'm gonna say, "Hey, we can do this the hard way or the even harder way. But I want all of you to get out of this car and go into that building now. Someone's getting beat."
All right. I would like you to make an intimidation roll.
I'm trained in intimidation, and I am going to apply a level of effort.
So good.
I got a 16 on the roll.
Nice. All right, so you hear, and you can see the driver, like his eyes get big as you're walking towards him, and you hear him trying to start the car, trying to start the van. But Pone's hack has disabled the engine for, a good 15, 20 seconds. So he's like, trying to start the car. And then you're there at the window saying, "Hey, rah, 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 rah." And he just takes his hands off the wheel like this. And then you can see there's a passenger in the passenger seat. And that guy also raises up his hands. And the driver says, Can I open the door and get out, please, sir?"
Yes.
Right.
Which one of y'all are going to get a beating? Because one of your guys is getting a beating. Now let's go. Let's go. Follow. Single file.
So the driver says, "Could you beat Tiny? He's in the back. I don't want a beating." But he opens the door and he kind of like steps out, and the passenger steps out, and then the van doors open up, and there are two guys in there with a bunch of cleaning gear. They got like the rolling cart and with all the little spray bottles of chemicals on there, and a bunch of buckets and mops and that sort of thing. And there's two of them in the back. One of them is pretty much a nondescript guy, but the other one is a very large guy, not a muscular sort of guy. He's just kind of built like a linebacker. He just happens to be like pretty hefty. And he's like, "Hey, I don't I don't know what's going on here, man. This is a company van. We don't care if you want to steal it. You can just let us go. It's probably insured.
I fade out of the background, and I go, strip.
Let's get him inside first.
Sorry, Anthony, what did you just say?
Let's get him inside first.
Okay. So they're pretty much focused on Janky, and Hydra has kind of just popped up out of the shadows, and the driver turns to Janky and says, "Is he with you?"
Yeah.
Like, who are we taking orders from today, sir?
You taking orders from this, and I poke El Diablo into his back.
Inside, like he said, and strip.
Yeah, they are wearing like coveralls.
Yeah.
All right.
No one's in the future.
Long story short, you get these 4 guys inside. They strip off their coveralls. They have regular civilian clothes like jeans and t-shirts underneath. None of them give you any trouble. They're just regular guys working an overnight cleaning shift, and you're all, heavily chromed up and armed people. And they're like, where are the police when you need them?
I'm really sorry about.
I'm really sorry about this. We're just for a little while. We're not gonna kill you or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Poe just picks up a thing, one of the coveralls, puts it on as while he stops for a second next to them and looks around like, thank you for not killing him, Janky. He puts his coveralls on, continues to the car, and sits in the driver's seat.
As we're walking out, we put on the coveralls. I'm going to tell the smallest person in the group to punch the biggest person in the group in the face. Because I'm looking at El Diablo and go, I was promised to beat it. You were promised to beat it. Okay. I mean, you punch him in the face. The opposite of the one that they said. So the smallest person to punch the biggest person.
And the driver says, he's got a point. Like, it'll look better for us if at least one of us has a black eye. And so the little guy's like, okay, sorry, Tiny. And he just kind of winds up and punches Tiny in the face, and Tiny just kind of flinches and takes it. He's like, all right, are we good?
No. Little guy, hit him too. Hit the driver.
The little guy says, yeah, it's my lucky day. He goes up and punches the driver in the face. And he's like, you didn't have to hit me in the mouth. Dad.
I peek my head out the driver's window. Guys, what are you doing?
Is there any zip ties or anything in there?
I look around the van. Is that any of that stuff in there?
You can find something either in the van or left behind this warehouse. Maybe just a bit of like electrical wire that's been partially stripped out of the walls.
I toss it to him from the van.
We get him tied up good, and I look at Scorpion. Hey, you got these guys' names?
I'm assuming they got like badges or something.
Yeah, take their badges.
Yeah, they do have ID badges.
Well, these guys are doing like a forced fight club thing situation going on or whatnot. I actually wanted to go back to the van, and knowing being a cyberpunk world, I kind of want to scrub whatever like cameras were on the vehicle that may have just captured us like taking the vehicle.
Sure.
Well, he shut it down.
There's a dash cam, so.
But he shut it down before that. But actually,
I just turned it off.
I scrambled the machine the van. I don't know if that includes the cameras.
So Scorpion, you take care of that because it's pretty much a user interface. You can just kind of
delete,
flip the thing and hit delete. Which now that you're looking at this, you're like, I bet police cars have the exact same technology, and it makes it really easy for the police to delete their own footage. Go figure. I live in a dystopia. So you have tied up these poor janitorial folks. You have stolen their coveralls and their ID badges. You have stolen their van, and you are running up on the time you need to leave to get to the Immortech building by the scheduled 7 o'clock shift.
I do have one quick question before we go to the building. How out of place would my drone be? Do I need to hide it? Is that a common? Do people just have drones? Like, I don't know. Like,
people have drones. Yeah.
Okay, so it wouldn't be weird for one of the cleaning guys to have a drone then. All right, cool. As long as that's not, I want to make sure I don't have to hide them or anything.
I mean,
Cool,
it's
cool.
no weirder than one of the cleaning guys having a cybernetic arm.
And do all this is more a question for the group. Do all your guys also have communicator implants on your
You
character sheet?
all do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's standard equipment unless you have the Luddite descriptor, which means you don't have any cybernetics whatsoever. So you all have comm implants. You can send emails and texts to each other, or even make direct to each other holo calls through your comm implants.
All right, let's go. You want me to drive again?
Oh, do you want to? I'll get out the seat. I just wanted these guys to hurry up. I get out and go to the passenger seat.
I get everybody tied up, and I just hop in the back because I don't like to be seen anyway.
All right. And you head out. And you arrive at the Immortech building, and you are at the security gate that lets you into the basement parking lot.
Hey guys, you don't want me to do the talking. You remember what happened last time?
I'm not. I mean, I piss people off when I talk.
You have an
You know that.
inability in persuasion, right?
Yeah, me too.
Well, like I said, I'll talk if I have to. I'm very good at lies and trickery.
Well, at the moment,
You're a
there's actually-
supervisor.
there's nobody to talk to. It's just one of those little mechanical sort of things, and presumably you need to swipe a fob or a card or something to let yourself in.
Yeah,
I
I'm
assume
assuming
our
probably just
badges.
the tag.
Yeah.
Swing the tag in front of it. You do a thing.
So while you are fiddling around trying to figure out who has the proper authorization device to get in here, someone walks up to the driver's side window, and he's tall, blonde, fair-skinned. He's wearing like a red tracksuit with white stripes, and he says, "Hello, I like van you have."
Ah, who are you?
What do you want?
I try again. I'm taking van. You get out. I take van.
No.
And then he realized that there's another guy who's come around from the passenger side, dressed similarly, and he says, "Yes, we take van now. You have good night."
Oh, come on. We just stole this van. I mean,
Well, now I steal from you. You do hard part, we do easy part.
Do we hear this in the back of the van?
You can. It's a little muffled, but yeah.
Who's the?
I look at Janky.
I'm in the back. I'm assuming I'm.
Yeah, me and you are in the back. I look at Janky and go, Jake, looks like it's time for some fun.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I figured we'll beat someone up when we get in there, but okay.
Before y'all hop out and do craziness, do they look like staff of the building, or are they just people trying to mug us? Okay.
No, you know that. I mean, there are a lot of street gangs in the city, and one of them is some guys kind of offhand called the tracksuits, but they are often associated and employed by another megacorp called Oleg Nutricorp that mostly is known for agricultural stuff and simple weapons like farmer type weapons. And so these are often just muscle goons doing crime stuff on behalf of the megacorp with plausible deniability.
I rolled down my window and told them, "You guys just walk away." And I roll my window back up.
So as you're rolling up the window, the guy that's on the passenger side reaches up, and now you realize that he has big cybernetic gorilla arms. And he just kind of like pushes the window back down and says, "You don't understand, friend. We take van, you get out, you walk away, have a good night. Go have beer. It's good for you." And the guy at the driver's side just kind of cracks his knuckles, and he doesn't have big oversized gorilla arm cybernetics, but he does have cybernetic arms.
Okay, so the back doors open, and I'm just going to lean out. 3 shots with the ghost silencer.
Okay. All right. So
Just
why don't
immediately
you-
into it.
Why don't everybody make an initiative roll, since we are apparently entering combat?
Just straight up.
Awesome.
I got a 4. and I'm not trained in initiative.
Well, I have danger sense. It's free because I have the speed edge. And I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Nice.
Damn.
I rolled a 15.
Oh no, I rolled 17. Excuse me.
Okay.
No minor effect.
I also got a 17, but I don't have the asset or anything.
Well, everybody but Al gets to go before them.
No, I got a
Sorry.
4.
No. Yeah,
Other way
everybody but
around?
Anthony gets to go before them.
Okay.
It's really hard for me. I've got like borderline dyslexia for names, so the fact that two of your names start with the same letter mixes me up a lot.
I'm so
And yes,
sorry.
it does make it hard to be a game designer. Have this problem. So, everybody but Anthony gets to go first, and we should just lead with Dean because Dean is initiating it.
Makes sense.
Listen, I'm just gonna lean out and pop off a couple of rounds at this guy using the ghost side. So you guys just hear.
All right.
12.
12. That hits him. How much damage you do?
3 points. Yep,
Okay.
3 points.
All right. Al and Ked.
So I've got the one guy on the driver's side there that was originally first talking or whatnot. I don't know if what his level is or whatnot, but I would like to try and use the repel cipher to make one NPC of level 3 or less to decide to leave. Just be like, start spouting off all of the swear words I've learned through like League of Legends version 20,000 or whatever
Sure.
in like Russian or something, and make he'd be like, oh, one of you.
All right. I will need you to make a roll against him, which would be an interaction-based roll. So you are. This isn't persuasion, so this is more intimidation. So I don't know if you're still not.
4 sucks.
It turns out that those words that you thought were Russian, they are actually a related language, and it doesn't really seem to affect him nearly as much as Hydra's silence bullet that just hit him.
And I probably had the wrong voice on too.
So I was like this, saying swear words.
What about you, Al?
And for me, I don't know if cybernetics count as machinery, but I would like to scramble machine the gorilla arms. And instead of disabling them for a round, I have an alternate effect that makes it harder to use for a minute. So
Okay.
I assume it will just be harder for him to attack us for the next minute with his gorilla arms.
Does it say it hinders the
So
effect?
let me read it word for word. Alternatively, you can hinder any action by the machine or by someone attempting to use the machine for 1 minute. And in this situation, the machine are his arms.
Right. Well, definitely you can hack his arms. And yeah, that sounds like a perfect use of that ability. So
Yep.
make your attack roll for it.
All right, let me drop my points first because it's 2 points. And let me roll. 16 on dice.
Nice. Okay, so he was busy kind of pushing down the window, and now his arms are just kind of going. And he's like, what is happening? The arm's not working right.
I told you to walk away.
And they're gonna go. And the one on the driver's side pulls a pistol and turns to shoot at Hydra with it. So Hydra, I need you to make a speed defense roll.
Okay, I'm trained in speed defense, so that's going to give me a free level there. And on the die is a 14, so that would be 17. Level 6 dodge.
Right. All right. So yeah, you dodge. It bounces off the outside of the van, and he is actually kind of surprised with how quickly you dodged that attack. And meanwhile, Mr. Gorilla Arms is trying to get his arms back in control and trying to use them in a weird, awkward way to try and grab you through the partially open window. So, Al, I would like Pone to make a speed defense roll to resist being grabbed. But it is eased because you have hacked his arms to make them less compliant.
Nice. All right, I'm going to straight roll that. I don't have any abilities or skills for this. I'm just going to roll it out. 11 on the dice.
Okay, so he clearly is like trying to lunge through the window and grab you, but what actually happens is he just kind of lunges forward and his arms fly up and grab the top of the door frame. And they go, and they kind of crunch the metal a little bit. And he's like, oh, he curses in what is presumably Russian. And then he's trying to like, has to pull a bit, and then he pulls his arms free. Anthony.
I'm gonna roll out the car and go, quit your crying. And I want to use my control the field ability with my katana, and I want to position the gorilla arm guy in the front of the car, if I can.
Okay. This
And,
would be a little... I'm just thinking about where the doors on the van would be. The doors are on the passenger side. So, yeah, that is totally doable. And make your control the field attack.
all right, I got a 13 on the roll.
Okay, that hits him.
So it's 3 points because there's one less point of damage.
Right.
And I want to position him in front of the cars, whoever's driving him with the car.
I'm sorry, you got a little stuttery there. You're going to position him where?
In front of the car, so
In front of the
whoever's
car.
driving could hit him with the car.
Okay, so you are... the van is probably about 4 feet of space between the front of the van and this security gate. So there's definitely space you can position this poor guy who has no idea what he's in for. And you said you did 3 points of damage?
Yes.
All right, so first damage he's taking. Okay, and we're back up to the top of initiative. So that's Al, Qed, and Dean can act in any order you like.
Ed, why don't you hit him with the car?
Yeah,
I'll do mine quick, or you can go ahead. Dan.
Yeah, if you go ahead, like the
no,
car
hit
takes
him
a
with, no,
second to get
do
going.
it. No, just do
Okay,
the car,
all right.
do the car.
So I'm
Do the
gonna
car,
hold up
I'm
my
gonna-
finger
I'm
to
gonna
the
use that.
guy.
I'm going to use the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold up the finger to the guy that I was speaking to, be like, and just be like,
Oh, hold, please. 1 minute.
and then I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna hit the gas forward to the guy that's in front of the car and do some car damage.
All right, make an attack roll with the car. Do you want to apply any effort to damage?
Ooh.
No. Yeah, let's apply 1 level of effort for damage. Just
one?
do 1 for now. This is a speed-based check?
Yeah. Like if
Okay.
it were you personally doing, I could say that it might be might, but since you're driving a car.
I'm not great at speed either. What the hey, one will do. 1's fine. I'll do 1. And please roll good. 16. Better
16.
this time.
All right, so you're just going to step on the gas and crush this guy with the van?
Yes.
Okay. And, I mean, are you trying to kill him, or are you going to try to have, like, ease off the last second, have a bit of mercy so he's merely unconscious?
I probably don't have a lot of experience using vehicles as lethal combat weapons, so I probably panic and just hit the gas, not knowing what's going to happen.
All right. So the van lurches forward, and those of you who are still in the van, you know, if you're unsecured, you might kind of roll back a little bit. But yeah, this guy is just crushed up against the security gate, and he howls in pain and then just passes out. And you're not sure if he's alive or dead, but there's a lot of blood.
And then there's a 1 little free action afterwards. You hear like in his squeaky voice, like, "Oh God!" and then like leakage out of the bottom of the helmet.
What I'm going to do, Sean, is I'm going to use that momentum. I'm going to swing out on the side of the van and hit him. I'm going to activate my mantis blade. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and spin what? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I'm going to expend 3 more levels of effort on damage for this guy.
Okay.
So that'll be an additional 9 points of damage. So that'll be a grand total of 14 points of damage that he's going to take from this particular thing. I'm 20.
Nice. Okay, so first of all, you get all those points back. What would you like for your major special effect?
The mantis blade takes his head off so cleanly, it just slices through his neck. His head doesn't even fall off until after the van hits the wall, and his head just kind of goes toop, 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 and rolls away.
All right. So how much damage is that?
14 points.
14 points. Okay. So Hydra just does this dramatic roll as the van lurches forward, uses that momentum, extends his mantis blades like this, and are you going to end in a crouch, kind of like the hero position, or are you just going to be stand up and nonchalant?
Yeah, it's just a nonchalant. It's like every day because I'm just standing. You know, the you're already dead move. I don't even look back and watch his head fall.
Nice. All right, so everyone except for Hydra can see that this Russian guy kind of quickly clutches his neck, like Kurgan style in The Highlander, if you are old enough to remember that movie. And he kind of like, and there's just like blood coming out of him, and he kind of like takes a few steps back, and then collapses to his knees, and the force of his body, his knees hitting the ground, makes his head just roll off to the side. A couple of dramatic Tarantino-esque spurts of blood come out of the stump of his neck, and then he just falls over dead.
Oh my god, Hydra's so cool.
Scorpion, toss him the keys. He said he wanted the car.
I look around at the mess they made. Like, guys, we're a cleaning service. What?
Oh, I go in the back and I grab a bottle of cleaning spray and I spray on the.
You do see that there's a bag of like absorbent stuff that's used to clear, to catch wet spills.
Yeah, we'll do that. And hey, and I'm gonna check these guys. Do they have any cred sticks on them? Any other cool weaponry or anything like that?
One of them does have a regular pistol, but it seems that they were mostly going to rely on their cybernetic arms to just beat up some regular cleaning folk, just like you did. And yeah, you get their wallets, and one of them has a chip card that probably has some cash on it.
We don't want the piggies coming. We should like maybe put them in the van or
talked
something.
to Scorpion. Take care of it. I toss him the cred stick.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll totally add it to the group funds. Anyways, yeah, bodies. We don't want the piggies coming, right? So we should
Throw them in the back of the van and throw the absorbent stuff down.
Just press X to hide body, to dump body.
Exactly. We got any solvent? We got any high-end solvent? We just put them in.
Janky and Hydra, since y'all did this. Oh wait, no, Janky didn't even. I point to Scorpion, go help him, and not Janky, Hydra, get the other one that's about the bodies.
Yeah.
I'm driving. I need to look at it.
We also pull out whatever cleaning carts they have. I'm assuming they have some sort of cleaning cart. We'll pull those out the van as well, so we can at least we're rolling in sort of cleaning.
Remember, we're not in the complex yet. We're still in the driveway by the streets. We just need to quickly get them in and like get into this complex.
I'll even help Scorpion pull in the body that we crushed. That he crushed with the car.
Go, 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 go!
So, for the three of you who aren't driving, it's a pretty simple matter to gather up the remnants of these bodies, pull them into the van, throw something onto the large blood-stained area so they're not quite so obvious. It's like, oh, that's probably somebody dropped a big gulp or something. I don't know what that is. And while they're doing that, Scorpion, if you wanted to keep looking around for the proper digital thing to unlock the gate, you can do that.
Yeah, we'll keep looking through like the different pockets. Like I'll root through mine. Occasionally, reach into someone else's pocket. I did not get consent first, but I do it anyways. And look for the fob.
It turns out that Hydra is the one whose badge unlocks the gate.
Oh, okay.
So you swipe it, the little thing goes green, because you're just basically testing everybody's badge. How about mine? How about Pone's? How about Jackie's? Oh, here it is, Hydra. Boop. Light goes green, gate starts to go up. And you now have access to the basement parking garage. And presumably in there is the elevator that you can use to go upstairs.
Yeah, I peel in.
Do we don't have to
park in the corner. We don't want anybody peeking in here.
In or anything with the security or anything there to let them know we're here.
Apparently, the badge takes care of that. Like they must have an Immortech badge that is specifically for this purpose. Presumably, there is like a little hub area where the security guard people get data, and they have perhaps probably cameras. But there should be a notification in there that pops up for them and says, "Oh, cleaning crew's here."
What did you say the name of the company was again?
Immortech.
Immortech.
What are they known for?
Guns, various high-end technology, medical stuff, mostly for life extension. A lot of the purely like healing-oriented cybernetics. Like I mentioned, hey, you know, if your lungs go bad, you can get replacement lungs. They've invented stuff like that.
I have a skill called recalling minor details or a bit of trivia. Is there a bit of trivia about Immortech that I would know that is obscure?
Sure, yeah. You know that, well, there is a very popular rumor that they have developed technology to freeze minds and bodies. Perhaps, you know, as long as needed till, you know, somebody, it's cryogenics basically. And you have heard that they have innovated the total body replacement cybernetic, where it's like, oh, my whole body is a wreck, but my brain is still good, or my head is still good. Just give me an entirely synthetic body.
But nobody's ever seen it yet, right?
I mean, nobody comes out and says, look at me, I've got a synthetic body and a real head. You probably keep that kind of a secret sort of thing. Because even in a world where most people have cybernetics, like the idea of, oh, I'm basically a brain in a jar walking in a plastic body suit is a little extreme for your typical man on the street.
So I'll lean over the phone and go, I heard this place freezes head. You can live forever.
Wait, for
They
real?
also freeze balls, and you could have seeds forever. You know, it's like crazy. You ever see the story about the guy that has 1 million kids? From this place.
They must have some
Never
good
heard
tech
that
up there.
You know, not to interrupt your like bonding time. You can have lovers quarrel later or something, but like we got a job to do. Right.
17th floor.
You
17th
see
floor.
signs here you see signs inside the parking garage that tell you where the elevators are. So if you want to park near the elevator, you can. If you want to park farther away, you can.
Where is the well, we're not coming back down here anyway, because we're supposed to go to the roof to get out. So it doesn't matter where you park.
Yeah.
So how close is the R&D room, the armory area, to the 17th floor where we have to go?
What do you mean by the armory area?
You know, like where they keep all their new and experimental guns, or, you know, completed stuff. You know, I mean, we might as well get something else if we can while we're here.
I don't know if that sort of thing is here. You were told this is a medical research facility, so there's probably medical tech rather than military tech.
And if you ask me to hack for the map for it,
Heads and balls. There's no guns.
Hey, some people
Good
call them
job.
guns. You never know.
Focus. You didn't take your ADHD meds today, did you?
Or your psychosis meds.
yeah.
Pone is already out of the vehicle once it's parked. After he says he says interesting about the tidbit that Janky told him as he's getting out of the car, and he says, "Chico, come!" and the little drone flies.
So it is about 7 o'clock. The parking structure is mostly empty. There are a few cars that are still here, probably from people who are kind of trying to, you know, work the system, not in a focused sort of way, but like, oh, try to prove themselves and get that promotion and work their way up through the corporate ladder. But there's nobody else in the parking garage right now other than you.
Is this a weekday or is this the weekend?
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Should we beeline it straight for the elevator, guys?
Yeah, we might as well if we can. You know, if there's nothing else here worth getting, let's get what we can.
I'm gonna get the cleaning cart out of the back, and I'm gonna instead of I have coveralls on, so nowhere to really put a gun. So the gun's gonna be in those cleaning supplies.
Sounds good. Are you just taking the one card? Are you taking both of them? That's a question for the group, not just for Ken.
Yeah, we'll take both.
We gotta look legitimate. We'll take both carts.
while they're taking all the stuff out, if there's any kind of tarp or something, I put it over the bodies so at least they're covered.
Yeah, there's
Guys,
like a
this is-
drop cloth.
Yeah, but guys, we can't let anybody see this.
The drop cloth is quickly becoming spotted with blood because both these people were killed very graphically.
Not our fault.
Yeah, it was,
Nothing.
it was ghosts.
Shit.
So you have the cleaning carts. You're going to head to the elevator.
Yes.
All right. Hydra's badge will unlock the elevator here. Y'all tootle on in, and this is a pretty typical elevator. There's buttons for ground floor all the way up to 17. There is a button that says roof as well.
Quickly press 17. Boop.
Should we go straight to 17? Let's go to 17.
You hit 17 and a red light flashes. What was that, Anthony?
Are there any cameras in the elevator?
Not that you can see, but probably.
We hit
Cameras
17
everywhere.
and a red light came on, so that means we got to go to 16 and make our way to 17.
Oh, also
Well,
16.
you know, your fixer told you that you would need a fob to get to level 17.
Yeah, we gotta or hack our way through.
Let me check
Whoops.
the badges we have, because if these guys are cleaning, the 17th floor needs to be clean too, right?
Presumably.
Check our fobs, check our badges.
Hydra, yours specifically, yeah.
Yeah, mine specifically, since I got through the gate.
Mine says tiny.
None of them let you hit the level 17 button without it being red.
They probably have a special crew for like that area. Yeah, we either need to find a fob off of a guard or somebody like a scientist or something, or we need to hack our way through.
Well, one of you did suggest going to the 16th floor and just taking the stairs up that last flight of stairs, which might also work.
All right,
Sounds
let's,
easy. Just
Hit
press
16.
16.
We'll wing it.
All right. Group intrusion time.
I'll take it. I'm in.
Of course.
The elevator stops at the 12th floor, and the doors open up, and there are a couple of corpo-looking folks there in business suits. They're in pretty good shape, and each of them is carrying a duffel bag, and as the doors open, you hear... It sounds like they're talking about going to play racquetball after work. And they look in and see you folks staring there at them in the elevator.
I have an inability in positive social interactions. When they come in, I go, "Hi, you got frozen heads in those bags?"
And the first person looks at the other person. You can just hear him kind of like mumble, "What the is that guy talking about?"
I have I'm all about lies, trickery, and illusion, so I'm going to immediately chime in. He's just back from overseas and he's special now. Okay, we got him a job. It's a community outreach thing, and
Why
excuse
don't you
him.
make an interaction roll?
You did.
9 on the die.
All right. So the second guy, who hasn't said anything yet, looks above the elevator, and he turns to his buddy and says, "Oh, they're going up." He says, "Sorry, we're going down." And he like reaches out and like hits the down button on the elevator a bunch of times, like in a "please close the door so I don't have to talk to these, poor people" sort of.
I reached over and hit the door close button.
Our communicator implants. If I was to like whisper something, would everybody in the group be able to hear it?
You can set it up the channel that way.
Or you can send text messages to us or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would say, would these guys have fobs?
They have access to this floor at least.
Not worth the risk. I
Oh, sorry,
whisper
you're
into the
asking, you're asking
comms.
them, you're not asking me.
Yeah. I whisper into the
It could
comms.
be anybody.
Not
It
worth the
could be.
trouble. These guys are probably least likely as the doors close.
So doors close and the elevator starts going up again.
Whew.
I bet you they had a head in that bag.
Stop with the head talk.
I'm just in the corner. You just hear a really quiet, like, just sobbing.
Like you've never seen a decapitation before. Up close.
I just smile and go,
In the video
ahead of the game. He was ahead of the game. I just thought about that. He was ahead of the game. Oh, I'm sorry.
Anybody else getting a headache from all this cleaning solution?
The elevator stops on level 16 and the doors open up.
Ding. Peek out.
So what does this floor look like?
This, so it's a hallway,
Oh.
and there's a little sign that points one way that says offices, and the other one says research.
Do we see the exit sign for stairs?
Yes, there is an emergency exit sign indicating in the direction where the offices are.
So here's the thing: we know that there's like a security door. So like I could try to hack through, or we can try to get someone's key fob thingy, and hopefully not like fingerprints and hands and eyeballs and shit like in the movies.
I mean, got a severed head.
Well, we are on the floor. It says research, so let's take a look around. See if there's somebody on the floor, working.
Oh, can your little body thing figure it out? Scope the area out for us?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that. If we pick a direction, I send Chico the other direction to make sure that nothing's coming up on us or anything like that. So yeah, I told the guys, hey, I think we should go towards research. There's probably like scientists there. We could probably snag a fob off one of the higher ranking guys, and I'll let Chico monitor the offices.
All right, so we start pushing the carts down. I'll pull out a spray bottle and a rag and just spray shit on the wall and like fake wipe it down, but not really. Just
Did one of you take like the backpack vacuum unit?
yes, of course. Yeah, that was in the cart. We have that in the cart.
Okay. Is somebody wearing that so you look almost like a Ghostbuster?
As someone who's in charge of a maintenance department in real life, if I heard someone say, I'm just spraying shit around, I'm like, dude, you fired.
We're not really cleaning crews. That's why I'm just spraying shit around. I don't care.
But yeah, I say pretty not loudly, but I talked to Chico the drone. I said, Chico, Sentry Protocol Alpha 02, and I point him towards the offices. And
You see what Chico sees?
yeah, I can see what Chico sees. I believe.
Yeah.
If I didn't read it incorrectly.
No, you're correct. He can transmit directly to your comm implant, so you can give a little heads-up display on whatever you're doing. When you give him a command, does he like bark an acknowledgement, or did you just silently go?
Because we're trying to be on the sneaky, he has his like personality protocols disabled. So normally he does like bark and like do little things like that, but right now no.
Okay. You're gonna send him floating off in that direction or walking off in that direction?
I would say whichever is most commonly seen in people's drones in society. So I'm assuming floating. So floating.
I would say that if he were like a kind of a 20th century sort of drone-shaped drone, floating, yes. But since he looks like a little dog, it probably is more normal if he's just kind of being like a robot dog walking around.
All right, and then that works too. Yeah, he's just walking around then.
There's nothing stopping him from floating as soon as he wants to, but
Yeah. So for now, he'll be walking.
All right. And the rest of you head down towards the research section, and there are various rooms here labeled 1604, 1606, 1608. And some of them do have tags with technical jargon underneath the room number. A lot of it you don't necessarily understand. One of them does actually say cryogenics.
Oh,
Here's your heads.
Hydra. If we make a little bit of a distraction or something, could you, if we find like a supervisor or somebody, could you just see if you could like lift their like key tag or something like that?
Sure.
what sort of distraction are you looking?
Do the doors have windows?
Yes, but they've got that kind of like frosted glass on them.
What about the windows? Do any of the offices, or are they like labs where they have to clear glass, even though they got the frosted door? The glass is see through where you can see people.
So the four of you have gone down to the research side of things, and so far you've only seen the frosted opaque glass. But the office side of things, where Chico is, might have windows. You can poke. You could look and be like, "Oh, Johnson's at his desk. I'm going to go ask him a question."
Whenever it becomes relevant, you can let me know if Chico spots movement or people on that side.
Yes.
Because he's in sentry mode or whatever I said. So if he spots people moving or just anyone, he'll let me know or I'll see it too.
Yep.
So we're allowed to be here. We might as well just walk into a room.
Yeah, let's just start trying doors.
I try the cryogenics door first immediately.
Okay.
Is it unlocked?
Well, with your little your ID badge, you unlock it, and it opens up, and there is like a research station with multiple tables that have a lot of like drawers in them. There are several large containers of metal containers that, well, they're labeled liquid nitrogen, so you know that they have liquid nitrogen in them. And in the back, there is a woman who is like looking through a microscope at something.
Well, she's
wearing
looking
a
at.
lab coat.
Well, she's looking at the microscope. I'm just gonna. Is it an old woman, young woman?
She's older, she's like 50. She's not young, but not like an old lady.
Okay, so I'll just like walk up alongside of her and bump into her, trying to use my trickery skill to lift her badge.
Okay.
Well, before you do that, just like because we were going to help you out by creating a distraction before you do that, right?
Oh, even better.
So hold up a second. What I was going to do, is she like on a computer, like typing
She's in
away or
microscope.
like doing? She has a microscope or whatnot.
She's using a microscope, and you see that there's like a large a clipboard with paper next to her, and she's like taking notes. You notice that she has a cybernetic hand.
As Hydra goes to like go around and see if he can lift off something of her, I'll be going around and like cleaning the desk, but accidentally like knock the clipboard over, dropping it in the opposite direction as Hydra.
Okay. And your purpose is to distract. You want to basically you're aiding his.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give him like an asset or something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Hydra, why don't you go ahead and make a trickery skill?
And I'll spend 2 points of speed to apply a level of effort to the pickpocket attempt. 9.
Okay. And were you fishing for anything in particular, or you were just like, I'm going to grab whatever's in her pocket?
No, I wanted her badge.
Her badge. Okay, so it's like a clip to her lab coat.
Yeah.
And yoink, you have that one.
So 9 on the die, so that would have been level 4 asset from him, level 5. So I don't know.
You succeed. You have grabbed her badge and probably kind of tuck it out of sight. You've got small pockets in your coveralls, as Qed said, like nothing that would hold a gun, but you could definitely cram this woman's badge in there.
And I just keep on, cleaning, like nothing, doing the same thing kids doing, dusting stuff off and grab the trash.
Right. And so, Qed, when you, as a distraction, knock the clipboard off, she kind of glances at you and says, "Watch it, I'm working still." And she reaches down and picks it up, and that was the opportunity for Hydra to go, yoink!
Yeah. I'm just like apologizing and moving on.
She's just get back to work.
So
You heard the lady. Let's go, guys. I tell him to move it
I
along.
grab the garbage. If there's a bunch of waste paper baskets, I just grab them and throw them into the bin and walk it out.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do in this room other than take this woman's badge and steal some trash?
Janky, are you doing anything?
Janky, are you trying to find a frozen head?
I've been being in the same spot with the mob for like 5 minutes.
I've honestly just been waiting by the door looking around.
And so, Pone, Chico has completed a circuit. So the office side of the walkway, the hallway that you took, it kind of does, like if this is where the elevator is and you all went off this way, it makes a loop like this, and there are a series of offices kind of coming off all of that. So Chico has made a complete loop, and now you can see that he is looking back down this direction towards where you disappeared into the research section.
And he hasn't spotted any
He
people.
did pass the emergency exit door also.
2 questions. Did he spot any people?
Not from the ground, but he does. You can see, and he will report to you in this little machine language, that the windows on those doors are clear. So if you wanted him to, he could float up and peek through.
I would definitely ask him to. Like, Chico, float up, see what you can see.
All right. And he does spot a couple of people's heads, like over the top of their half-height cube. They're just working at a computer.
And the second question was the emergency door. Does it look locked in any way? Is there it was just the emergency exit?
It looks like your typical has a crash bar emergency exit. So hopefully it's not locked.
All right. I tell Chico to start heading back towards us. And then I tell the guys, hey, Chico only saw a couple of office workers. It seems pretty desolate over there.
All right, we should go. If this works, great. If not, I'll see what I can do with the door.
Is there any way, Scorpion, you'll be able to see if this ID would work on the next floor up, the ID file?
Oh yeah, it's a really easy way to check that out. Try to open the door.
Oh, I was
Go
wondering.
back on the elevator and try to go to the next floor on the elevator.
Or we could just take the stairs and go through the door there.
Probably cameras on the stairs that we got to worry about, and we probably shouldn't be up there if we couldn't get up there in the first place.
Cameras on the elevator.
Yeah, you want to hack them?
It's probably cameras in the bathroom, even though I'm not supposed to.
I think the emergency door is clear. We can easily walk up there, assuming it's unlocked.
Let's do it.
All right, so you're going to pop open the emergency door and go up the emergency stairwell to the 17th floor?
I think
That is the plan.
I don't know about
Okay.
better, but that's the direction we're going.
All right. You pop open the emergency door and an alarm goes off.
If I wasn't carrying the dumb guy, I would have said.
Scramble machine on the alarm system as soon as I hear it go off.
Okay. Please make a scramble roll.
All right, let me spend my points. Just a straight roll of 7 on the dice. I am trained at computers and machines. I don't know if that helps at all.
Yes.
All right, but yeah, that would be the relevance.
I'm sorry, what was your roll?
A 7 on the dice, and then those 2
7, and you're
trainings.
trained. Okay. Yeah, you shut off that speaker.
Bloop.
But you don't know if that triggered like a light panel in the emergency part
In
of
the
the
security office.
Thank you, security office for the building. But the
Okay.
alarm does stop.
We're on a time limit now. Timer.
Well, let's hurry it
So
up then.
doors open, the alarm has stopped. Kind of got ringing in your ears.
Just to help like spur everyone on, he's gonna bring up some old timey music, and it's the like Sonic the Hedgehog underwater like drowning music.
It was that. My game, I died many times because that stupid water level.
Well, yeah, we hoofed it up them stairs.
Leaning caught to the ground and start running.
Basically, I'm gonna head upstairs very quickly now.
All right. Is anybody not heading up the stairs?
I am leaving Chico by the door.
Okay.
Like he's
Are
gonna
you
not.
all leaving? Are you leaving the cleaning carts by the door as well?
Yeah, I'm throwing all that. We need
Hey,
to run.
Any
let's leave
equipment
one-
that you have in there, you better grab it.
Let's leave one further down the hallway because like they're a bit more spread out, and like people leave cleaning carts places as long as they're not in the same spot. I think.
Okay.
Although I will take my gun.
I get Chico to push one of the carts down the hallway, and then he comes back to guard the door.
He's the level 2, so he'll just like, which is kind of comical because he's just a small dog, but he's very strong for a small dog, small robot dog. And yeah, so he's pushing that cart over there, and then you want him to guard by the other cart that's by the door.
Correct. Basically, sentry mode there.
Okay.
You go put it in the hallway outside in the stairwell, where you can see if people are coming up the stairwell versus the hallway itself.
I figured he'd just like it's just a doorway, so he'd like walk between the two, like see if there's someone coming down a hallway, see if there's coming down a staircase. Like he kind of waddles between the two.
Are you going to leave the emergency door open? It sounds like you are.
Oh,
That's
that
what
is
I'm
a
saying.
good
We should leave
question.
him in the stairwell versus the hallway, because if somebody opens the door, he'll know. But if somebody's coming up the stairs, he wouldn't know if he's not in the stairwell.
Yes. So yeah, I close the door and leave Chico after he pushes the cart. I tell Chico come, and he comes on our side of the door and we close it.
All right. And you're all going to head up to the 17th floor using the emergency stairs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You get up there. You also see that the stairwell continues up to presumably the roof. Actually, there's a sign that says roof with a diagonal arrow pointing up that way. This side of the 17th floor emergency door does not have a handle.
As we're running up the stairs, can I be taking off the jumper? Because I want access to my cybernetic arm.
Sure.
No, no.
Although, I mean, this is just flimsy, cleaning guy fabric. You could, you just bust right through it at any point you needed to use your cybernetics. It's just cloth. It's like level 0.5.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is there an interface panel of any kind near this featureless door?
No, but you, as a person who knows about computers and hacking, knows that you could try using wireless stuff.
All right, let's ping. Let's see if we can find a node to like connect to here. I'll use my hacker to gain quick access to desired information or similar device. So I'm going to use hacker to try and get access to the device, which would cost me 1. That's just to see where it is, basically, though. Then I have to actually get into it.
Right. So using hacker, you identify that, yes, there is a security camera above this door pointed down, presumably so that the security office can say, yes, people are evacuating. We don't have to go up to that floor and retrieve anybody. And you think you might be able to do something through that camera interface because it's connected to something else, but I'm not sure what you want to do.
Okay. I'm gonna try and hack the impossible and see if I can override. There was already an emergency signal, so theoretically, maybe in an emergency, the door would pop open. So with hack the impossible, I want to trick the door into thinking that it needs to release for that reason.
Okay, I would like you to make a hack the impossible roll.
So that is going to cost me 2.
You spending any effort on it?
I am. This is an important roll. I am. Yes, I am going to spend. Oh, I'm going to spend a point on it, or 1 effort on it. So I am trained, and it's going to be an effort. 19 on the die.
Nice. Okay. You have access to the system. What do you want it to do?
Basically just like pop the door open because it thinks like the door thinks it's an emergency, so it needs to release for people to get in and out.
Nice.
So just like whatever magnets are holding it, just like
All right, yeah, with a 19 you get a minor effect, and we'll just say that thing, you hear it click, and it doesn't actually pop open, because that would mean like telekinesis is happening, but you can disengage those magnetic locks that keep it from being fiddled with from this side, and you think that if you just kind of grab the edge with your finger, you should be able to pull it open.
Hydra. And I'm gonna do a recovery roll because I'm burning through points.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that while he's fiddling with hacking, what you call it? Why am I blanking on my character's name? Pone is seeing that things are about to, escalate probably with the alarm having just gone off, whatever. So he takes a stim out of his pocket and jams himself in the arm and recovery roll. But that's how I'm flavoring it. It's just a real quick stim.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you got a good dose of
Ooh, 6 on the dice.
heroin, cocaine, and caffeine. Get y'all ready to get some points back.
Yep.
All right.
Back to full.
Sounds like you're asking Hydra to pull the door open.
Yep.
Yeah, open it up.
Okay. And because, Ked, you got a minor effect, I'm going to say that you also turned off the audible alarm associated with that door. So
Nice.
that when Hydra pulls the door open, you can see into a... So the rest of the building has been set up more like a conventional office. It's got a small hallway, that sort of thing, like opaque walls, typical business office sort of thing. This place has floor-to-ceiling glass walls and red lighting coming from the ceiling and a bunch of computer banks kind of behind these walls. This is apparently the entire floor is used for data servers. And you are not near the elevator because you didn't come up from the elevator. So you can assume that the elevator is off in the same direction that it was before, because the elevator doesn't move diagonally, of course. So the elevator's off that way, and then there is kind of a straight hallway going forward. Probably it does a perimeter, like a rectangular perimeter of the entire building. So if you want to get into the server area, you'll have to find what sort of glass door leads into that area, or you could just smash it.
Okay, so this is going to be intense. I know that there's going to be a lot of shit happening here. So I would like to spend a second to use my 2 remaining ciphers, since they both last an hour. It's going to be like an energy drink, like Brondo or something. And it's going to be the intellect booster and effort enhancer, because they both last.
So I will let you use one of those.
One, okay.
Because we're all Hydra has pulled this door open. This is what you see. And then you hear, "Hey, who's over there?" Coming from in the direction of where the elevator is.
Okay, I'm going to use my intellect booster then.
What do y'all do with the door open?
I look at Pone and Scorpion. Guys, get over there, get in the server room and get what we need. Hey, Janky, we might have to handle some business.
And as you are talking and you haven't responded to this person, you hear the sound of a gun being readied, and the person says, "All right, come out with your hands up. Who the hell are you?"
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping?
I take
a lying roll or a bluff roll.
Yeah, I'm not trained in it.
Nothing stopping you from a big bull-faced lie.
I have an inability. I got a 10 on the roll, so it'll be a 7.
Okay.
Yes,
Al.
No, just that, what you call it, Hydra's suggestion. As soon as he says, go take care of the server stuff, I start to try to sneak on the opposite way the voice was, I guess to the left or whatever.
Right.
To try to find a server room to, infiltrate or whatever.
All right. So, lots happening at once. Ked is drinking a Brondo drink. Hydra is suggesting taking out these guys. Janky is trying to lie. And Al is going to sneak further out and try and find how to get to the actual direct connection with the servers. Al, because your character steps out, you were the first one to see that off in that direction, like the hallway continues that way, and there are 2 armed guards with pistols pointed at you. They aren't like super militarized guys, but they are wearing like security outfits with kind of nice anonymizing, kind of intimidating helmets with visors. And you do see that one of the guys who's pointing a weapon at you has a cybernetic arm. Just check something really quick.
Oh boy.
You know enough about cyberware to know that the guy who has the cybernetic arm, it's probably a smart hand that allows him to interface with a smart pistol.
What does that mean? What is a smart pistol in this context?
Smart pistols have an AI that helps you aim assist and can also like curve bullets in midair. But you need to have the smart weapon cybernetics in your hand to properly interface with your own nervous system. Otherwise, it just acts like a regular gun. So this guy's got a gun that he is chromed up to use, and it's going to be very accurate, and it's pointed in your direction.
Did they see me? I have to assume yes.
They're looking down an empty hallway to an emergency door, but you are free to make a stealth roll to try and duck through really quick, like a xenomorph fighting a space marine.
I would say that in this situation, what I'd be trying to do, if there are doorways or whatever, I'd be trying to like go tuck in a doorway, you know, like very pressed against the wall, like Crunk and like a person.
Unfortunately, there are no doorways right here. This area is pretty much like the outer perimeter of the building, and then this inner glass perimeter around the server area, which might even be a clean room. It's not designed to have a lot of hidey corners. So now, if you kind of like run, if you imagine this like this, you're all coming in here and they're over here. Like you could run into this intersection and you would be around the corner. And although these walls are glass, there are big server columns there, so you could sort of hide behind that. So but you will be in view for at least a second.
No, that's fine. Dive as fast as I can from the doorway to that hallway, attempting to, not be seen, obviously. I don't think I have any training in that sort of stuff, but I am going to use effort on this, for sure. So I'm assuming that's a speed roll?
Yes.
Alright, so let me reduce my speed by 2, because I have the edge, and let me roll it out. 18 on a dice.
Nice. All right, so you just run through there. You're pretty sure, like, even with an 18, like, you are ducking through an open space. So unless they both happen to blink at the exact same time, they saw you. But with an 18, I'm going to say that you are no longer in sight of them.
That works for me.
We are at an hour and 41 minutes. If anybody needs to take like a quick bathroom break or something, we can do this now. But if everybody is ready to go, just say so and we can continue.
I'm going to take him out. I want to take him out because this is why he's laying on me. He wants to go. He's giving me the look.
Okay.
All right.
So take a 5-minute break.
All right, so just a heads up, we're going to take a quick break, everyone. We'll be back in a couple of minutes while we use the bathroom, or at least Percival will use the bathroom. And
go in your game of bottle.
In the meantime,
I don't think Percy's got that kind of aim.
When we get back, we'll continue our story, and in the meantime, enjoy some jams from my friend Nevada System. We'll be right back. Hey yo, it's your boy Ancient Albatross, and we are back with our game, and I'm just gonna throw it right back to our GM, the lovely Sean Reynolds. Sean, what are we doing?
So we stopped just as the emergency door to the 17th floor opened, and a couple of guards called out to say, who the hell are you? Come out with your hands up. And Pone, played by Al, decided to go and run through the hallway and around the corner. Super quick because he wants to get into the server room and get the data that you've been hired to retrieve. And so, before anybody does anything, GM intrusion time.
Mhm.
Al. Well,
I will-
everybody hears this, but specifically this is directed at Al. You hear one of the guards say, "You got him?" And the guy who's got the smart weapon link in his hand says, "I got him." And he pulls the trigger, and his shot goes down the hall and then makes a right turn in midair and goes flying right at Al. And Al, I need you to make a speed defense roll against this attack.
All right, that's awesome. I'm not training in anything. I'm doing a straight roll. Let's see how it goes. I rolled a 7 on a dice.
Okay, so this bullet hits you, and unfortunately, you take 8 points of damage.
Wait, excuse me? Excuse
And that was an intrusion?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It
And,
turns out the ultimate damage rule goes both ways.
and I'll give my extra XP for my intrusion over to my good buddy Qedhup or Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion, our beloved hacker who has been carrying us.
And now I would like everybody to make initiative rolls so you can figure out the order of who's going to do something wacky next.
Nat 1.
Oh dear.
And I'm not gonna re-roll it.
I got a 3.
Jeez.
I got a 13.
Wait, mine landed on an angle because it hit my keyboard. I got 17.
All right, well, we're going to let Pone, who now has a large bullet wound, go first.
Did you want to do my GM intrusion first? Because I did that one.
No, I'm going to wait for a second on that.
Oh, okay.
boy.
All right.
This is rough. So I take out I go into my into the overalls, and I reach into my my actual clothes, and I take out my my Volt pistol. I whisper over the comms like, "Guys, I've been hit. I don't know if you saw. It's going down."
Everybody saw, by the way.
Yeah,
They're like,
it was
"Oh,
right across the way. Yeah, I imagine they all saw. Boom, just a boom, and yeah, it's going down, guys. I cock my Volt pistol. I say, I'm gonna take the first shot, and I try to like lean back into the hallway and just kind of, I want to aim it, but like not stay visible too long. And I just quick and back into the hallway.
All right, so because you are, the corner is just two big thick things of glass. You could probably position yourself to kind of like peek through. If you make a perception roll, I would let you kind of get the aiming advantage on your attack if you make a successful perception roll to like look around the server box and the glass to see where this guy is.
I accept that. Let me check my skills. I don't think I have anything that would help with that. Nope. All my stuff is computer stuff. I rolled an 8. Nope, that's 10. That is a 10 on a dice.
Okay. So were you planning on spending your action to aim?
Yes. Like if I needed to like do it safely, then yes, I would definitely try to use my action to do that.
Okay. So I'm going to say that roll succeeds, and so you are able to kind of like duck your head and then go, okay, no, this guy's here, and you're using your action to aim, so that I presume on your next turn you'll duck out really quick, shoot, and then duck back.
That works for me.
Using cover. Cool. Then we have Hydra. You also get to go.
Are those guys coming down the hall to check to see if there's a body?
Not just yet. It's literally been like a second and a half since they hit Al. Or hit Pone.
I'm going to use my burst of speed cipher then to be ready.
Nice. Oh, and Al, to answer your question in the chat, only one of the guys has a smart weapon. So you're ducking behind the corner. At least he can't shoot at you because he doesn't have a smart weapon.
That's at least good.
And Hydra used a burst of speed cipher. Cool. All right. So the guards get to go.
No.
And they call out, intruders! Someone call for backup! And the guy with the smart pistol fires again. So, Pone, I need you to make a speed defense roll.
You sure do.
I remember after this time.
You gotta add a level of effort.
Yeah, I think for sure I'll put it out. Knowing how hard this shit blasted me before, I would drop a speed effort on that one. I only used 2 because I have the edge. Holy shit. Oh my god, I rolled a 6. I'm gonna use one of my XPs to re-roll that, so I'm down to 1 XP. I do not want to get blasted again. 11 on the dice this time with 1 effort.
Okay. You are also using some cover, so you do get an advantage of that. And yeah, this bullet zips around the corner and hits the non-glass wall on the outer perimeter of the building.
You just hear Pone whisper over the comms, Jesus fucking Christ.
You hear me over the comms? I go, moan like you're hit really bad. Like I can't move. Oh, fake it. Get their dumbasses to come down here.
I mean, I'd do that if I could just talk. Oh, my leg!
You can talk, yeah.
My
Sure.
leg!
The other guard does not fire, so it is Janky and Scorpion's turn.
Can I go first, Scorpion?
Yeah, I give her.
Is it an action for my shield to come out of my
I
arm?
don't think so.
All right, so I'm gonna run. I'm gonna attempt to run in between me and Pone, and you're gonna see the uniform, the janitor's overall rip, as you see a big metallic shield comes over my left arm, and as the same time I'm running, I'm gonna throw my disarm cipher, which with the guy with the smart gun, and I'm gonna attempt to disarm him. I'm gonna say it's some sort of like flash device.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you activate your shield. Just kind of like pops out of your arm, kind of Captain America in Avengers Endgame style. You're just like, I guess it's Infinity War style, where it just kind of has this thing that pops up, and make your attack with your disarm cipher.
Go, Captain Corporate America.
17 on the die roll.
Cool. Yeah, you throw your little flashbang thing, and it probably just sets up a sympathetic charge in the guy's weapon, and he goes, "Ah, shit!" and he drops it, and you are just moving to intervene yourself between them and Pone, right?
Yes, correct. Because I know
Okay.
Pone was hit, and he's whimpering in the comms like a.
All right. So, in response to you, so you've disarmed that one guy, and it looks like he's reaching for a backup weapon that he had, kind of in a back holster. The guy who had not fired yet, who does not have a smart weapon, he was basically doing, I can't remember the game term for it, but he was covering the area. So as soon as you come out, he is ready to fire at you.
Overwatch.
So I need you to make a speed defense roll against this guy's pistol attack.
I
Overwatch.
get +1 on the armor because of the shield. Oh, actually, no, it gives me an asset on speed defense.
Yeah.
And I'm trained in speed defense. And I rolled a 1 on the die.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, the GM intrusion. So first of all, he hits you for 5 points of damage.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious.
And the GM intrusion is that this weapon hits really hard. I need you to make a might defense roll.
I am not trained in might defense. I got 18 on the might defense.
Okay, so the impact of this bullet, and you have a lot of armor, so it's not like you're getting a major flesh wound, but the impact of this bullet actually kind of stops you in your tracks. You feel that, like, if you weren't so much of a tank sort of character, it might have knocked you down, but this gun hit you hard.
Oh, I didn't take the 5 because I had that 1 in armor, so I only took 4, right?
Your armor works normally, yes.
All right. I'm gonna peek around the corner. I'm still worried about the smart link guy in case he picks that gun back up. So I want to use my overheat attack on him.
On the smart guy or the smart weapon guy?
The guy that had the smart link, just
Okay.
in case he picks this stuff back up.
overheat his hand. Just forgetting me.
Gonna try to explode cyberware.
So my GM intrusion from you rolling a 1 is
There we go.
y'all thought that he was reaching for a pistol. Turns out he is reaching for a flashbang grenade that he hurls down into that corner. And so I would like you to make a speed defense roll. No, actually, no, a bite defense roll to shield your eyes from this. And I would like Hydra and Janky to also make rolls, but you're going to be eased because you're not like ground zero.
My defense, right, Sean?
My defense, yes.
That is a nat 20 on the defense.
Nice.
13.
Got a 14 plus,
13 plus the easement.
Okay, so yeah, you were all expecting him to pull a gun and draw it, but despite the surprise of, oh no, that's actually a grenade, you make evasive maneuvers, cover your eyes. It's clearly not a fragmentation grenade, so there's this big burst of light. Al, you don't even have to roll because you are a little bit further away. But yeah, you shield your eyes. You're not blinded, but it is very distracting and very loud. And now, Ked, you can make your hack attempt.
All right. Could I, for the major effect for the nat 20, could I make a suggestion or could I ask something?
Yeah.
So as it's blinding light and we're all like shielding from it, could I have like kicked it back at him to sort of distract him a bit to make this a little bit easier, maybe like an asset?
Yeah, totally. That sounds great. I'll give you an asset on. You're gonna overheat his gun, or are you gonna try and overheat?
No,
him?
his arm. Because you said he has a cyber arm, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna see if I can overheat and maybe like explode his arm or something. So I'm gonna have an asset on this and 6 levels of damage effort.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Gotta do it at least once. 18 on the die.
Okay. Well, that definitely succeeds. How much damage do you do?
So that's an extra +1. So that is 22 damage.
18 is actually +2.
Oh, +2. Yeah, that's right. 23 damage.
And you
Okay.
forgot 6 times 3 is 18.
Goodbye, most of my intellect.
So yeah, you're like, oh, I know exactly what brand of smart hand implant that is, and I know there is a weakness that if I do this, then I can use this back door. So this guy who is, Mr. Smartass with the smart weapon, his hand just starts glowing red hot, and he goes, and he catches on fire, and he is just now running around in death throes. The guy is dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
Nice.
That's pretty gross.
Jeez.
And now the smell of burning clothing and burning hair and burning flesh is filling this area. And that's all of you. So let's go back up to the top with Hone and Hydra.
Well, I did take that speed burst, so I'm just gonna launch myself down the hall, activating the mantis claw, and whack-a-mole on the other guy.
Yeah, this guard is a little alarmed that his buddy's cybernetics just went up in flames along with his mortal soul. So yeah, you want to make an attack roll?
Another 9 on the die.
Okay. You're not trained or anything, right?
I'm trained with my weapon, yes.
Okay. You're trained with Mantis Blade?
Wait a minute, hold on. Nope, sorry.
Okay. Well, fortunately, 9 is what you needed.
All right, so that means he's going to take 5 points of damage.
Okay. He's got a little bit of armor from his armored security guard uniform, but 4 damage, still pretty sweet. And Home?
Yeah, it's just now I'm in position, took my cover, aiming. I see the situation's getting a little out of control, so I just take my shot at the guy to try to finish things off so we can continue what we need to do. Yeah, I want to use 3 levels of effort on my Volt pistol shot.
Okay. To damage?
To damage, yeah. For the so I need to spend, what is it, 2, 4, 6
It's
points?
3, 5, 7 points.
Yeah, and I have the edge, so 1 less. So yeah, let me drop my edge or speed, and I'm just gonna swing it out. Hope for the best. Oh, that landed sideways. 16 on the dice.
Nice. All right, and how much damage?
It's base of 4 plus 1 from the volt damage, so 5 plus
9.
yeah, so 14.
14. All right. Headshot. This guy is just insta dead.
But because of the volt pistol, like any impact zones light up like bright, like a flashlight almost. You see, like it burrows into his head. His whole head glows that color.
He's got like Thor lightning bolts in his eyes as he's falling over dead.
Yep.
And then 2 things happen. This is another group intrusion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yes,
scared for
baby, do it.
Chico.
So, first thing is, burn to death guard sets off the fire alarm. And probably the best person to see this is Hydra, but y'all can get a slightly less clear sense of it. Further down the hallway, behind where these now dead guards are, 2 more guards come out. Like, literally just as Pone shot this guy in the head, and the guy's like, he shot Chris in the head! And they just start shooting at you. The only people they can really see right now are Janky and Hydra, so I would like each of you to make speed defense rolls against these guards.
I am trained in speed defense,
I am trained and I have a hat set.
and I just rolled another natural 20.
Damn.
I got a 10 on the roll and I'm trained and I have a asset.
All right, so these guards probably very emotionally distraught that you just killed their friends, and so they're not firing very accurately, and you both dodge the bullets. Dean, what would you like for your major effect?
Could we say that other guy, the guard that he just shot in the head, had a flashbang, and I snatched it as I dodged out of the way?
Sure. Since you have, I'll tell you what, if you make a trickery roll, I'll let you grab it. Otherwise, it's lying on the floor.
All right, let's see. All right. I rolled a 10.
Yep, you got it. Yoink!
All right, so that'll be what I'm going to use that next round.
All right. And now we have Janky and Scorpion.
You're gonna see my other arm, the opposite arm that has the shield start to the metallic starts to like unravel and a grappling hook appears. And I want to pull one of those guys to me with my grappling hook arm.
Okay, Batman.
So you need to first make an attack roll to hit him, and then if you succeed, you need to make a might roll to pull him.
Okay. All right, I got a 17 on the attack
That hits.
and a 14 on the might roll.
All right, so you have hooked this guy with your grapple hand, and you drag him a short distance towards you, which is about halfway down this corridor.
Do I know roughly where I would need to go, like where the door to these central servers are? Like, do I see it down the hallway or anything?
Why don't you make a quick perception roll in the midst of fire alarms and smoking dead people and gunfire and...
That's not great. That's a 5.
Okay. You can't see it from where you are. You haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Well, I don't want to go down the hallway of death, so I'm going to take the other hallway anyways. I'm just going to start booking it down the hallway. I'll give Janky like a little pat on the back as I walk by. I mean, like, go
get him, Tiger.
and then I'll just keep going. I'm not sure how long of a distance it is. If it's short distance, then that's my turn. If it's a long distance, I'll do the speed check.
All right. So if you go that way, you'll pass right by Pone, FYI. Mm-hmm. And it is a long distance, so you need to make a level 4 speed roll if you want to run all the way down to the end.
Okie dokie. God damn it. I'm going to spend an XP to reroll that. It was not great.
Didn't even say the number.
Okay. All right. That is a 13 on the die.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you go racing like a speedster, and you reach the far corner. You just run right past Pone, like, see you, loser, right on down here. And you even have time, just kind of like as you screech to a halt because you don't want to like smack against the wall. You do see that there is a door into the central server area on the new section of core that's just been revealed to you.
Nice. All right, that's me.
And we are back up to Pone and Hydra. And 2 guards, one of whom is grappled and being dragged towards Jenki.
I would definitely provide covering fire, or because I'm already there posted up in the corner, so I might as well just keep firing. So I try to fire at the guard that's grappled and being pulled towards us. Actually, how are you grabbing him? Is your arm like wrapped around him, or are you like grabbing his shirt? Because I don't want to hit your arm. If you're like,
my arm turns to actual grappling hook, so it's like pulling his chest forward.
all right, so it's minimal chance that I'll hit your arm.
Yeah.
Then I'll aim at that guy. Then I'll
So
just.
he's trying
You
to
would get
hit
a
him?
asset from that, right? From him being grappled.
Maybe.
I think
That's reasonable. My question is, are you trying to hit him with your bullets, or are you trying to like basically give an asset to Jenki on Jenki's attack?
Oh no, I want to hit him. I want to damage
Okay.
him. I want to strike
Then
him.
I will give you an asset because he is being dragged across the ground by Jenki's grapple.
All right, I'm gonna straight roll that because my pools are very low.
Why is that?
And I rolled a 9 on the dice,
Okay. That actually hits him.
and that's 4 damage or 5 damage. 1 is electric or volt or whatever.
Right. Okay. And again, he has a little bit of armor from his security guard, bulletproof vest at least. And Hydra.
The other guy's catching the grenade. I'm just gonna throw it down the hallway.
Okay.
And because he's probably seeing me throw it, I'm going to try to use trickery and do a bank shot. So make him, where he thinks it doesn't, and it bounces and will so it'll explode like right in his face.
Okay. Why don't you make a trickery roll to do your advanced cool maneuver?
All right. You know what? I'm going to spend a level of effort on that. 2 points, so that dropped me down to 15. Or 14 on the die.
Okay. You think that your clever maneuvering with your hands and your mantis blade has distracted him enough that you can make a nice bank shot, and he'll react as you intended. So make your attack roll with the grenade.
7.
7. You get close to him.
Can I give you a
Because you did the whole thing of banking it, I'm going to count that as an asset. And you land it, and it goes off in his face. And he says, "Oh, Christ, I can't see." And you see he's like, he reaches up and like kind of does this. And you realize that under his little intimidating guard visor, he probably has some cybernetic optics that are doing something. Probably momentarily overwhelmed by the flashbang. And so rather than like a human would just rub their eyes and like, he's like banging his head like banging an old TV set to reset it. And now it's their turn. And the guy who's being dragged tries to break free of Jenki's grapple. So Jenki, I would like you to make let's say a might-based roll to maintain your grapple hold on him.
I don't have anything. It's a 6 on the roll.
Okay. So, all right. So he manages to kind of pull your hand off. He only had like a weird grip, kind of like on the outer. Actually, what happens is you steal like one of his like iron-on patches on his armor. He just kind of helps him and tears it off. So now you have a iron-on patch that says Immortech on it, and
Curdy
pulls out his firearm, and Hydra is still closer, so he is going to fire at Hydra.
I rolled a 3.
You gonna stick with that?
No, I better give you XP. I got one more left.
You trying to get blasted for ultimate damage?
I got 13.
13. All right. So yeah, you successfully dodge this guy's bullet, and he is still laying on the ground. He's done enough stuff that he actually can't get up as part of his turn. And now it's Janky and Scorpion.
How long does it take for my arm to reassemble off the grapple hook?
3 to 6 hours.
Ooh.
I'm kidding.
Anthony didn't even catch the joke.
No, it says that as part of another action, you can spool it in if it's empty.
All right, so I'm gonna spool it in as I'm running towards him, and I'm gonna jump, smash Captain America style my shield. He's still on the ground.
He's gonna trap the shield on him.
And I'm gonna apply 2 levels of effort in damage because I only have 3 might left, so I can.
And
You gotta use a recovery roll. Al, use your 10-minute recovery. It's been enough time.
it is your shield is a light weapon also, so that your attack's easy.
14 on the die.
That hits him, and he's prone, so you have a little bit of advantage there. How much damage?
So it'll be 2 for the shield plus 6, right?
For 2 levels of effort, yes.
Yeah. So 8.
Okay. So yeah, you punch him in the face with your shield, and he is out cold.
All right. In that case, I am going to see what I need to do to get through this door into the server room. Is the door extra secured, or are they assuming since you're here you can get it through the door?
There is some sort of door mechanism, like a little button to push, and from what you can see, it looks like the server area is not quite a clean room level thing, but it's definitely like probably has high capacity air filtration, just so you're not having contaminants in there. But it doesn't look like it's not something you need to hack. You just need to hit the button.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. I'll hit the button, walk in, let it start. Like as it's spraying me, that's when I want to use my effort enhancer cipher because I feel like I'm going to probably need it in here to like hack into it or whatever. So this is like this is my asthma puffer, and I'm like,
your inhaler. All right. So you activate your effort enhancer, and you go like this, and then when you take your hand down, you realize that there is a guy not dressed as a guard who is like cowering behind like one of these big, like you were on the far side from where all the attack is. So like he is also kind of on your side of things so that any stray bullets happening in the death zone over there, they're not anywhere near him. But he's kind of like, he's actually not even looking at you. He's just
like instant like gamer reaction
And be like, friendly.
all right. Make a persuasion roll.
Not good at these. So, that's an 18 on the die, but I am an inability on persuasion.
Right. Okay. So he says, I'm just a technician. What the hell's happening?
Union dispute with the janitors.
Like, that's got nothing to do with me, man. He sees that you're wearing a janitorial uniform still. He's just like, I don't know why they're shooting, but okay.
Unions are tough, man. I don't know what to say. Just get in the corner and hide.
Okay. And it looks like he's about to get up and do that. And now we're back to Pone and Hydra. There's one guy on the far corner, and this is the one that is blinded momentarily by the flashbang.
Because I have the speed. Is he a long distance away or a short distance?
You had moved up to get the other guard, so you're only a short distance away.
Okay, perfect. Then that means I can move and get an action in.
Yep.
And I just want to like run and basically using my own momentum and just like slam him, like grab him in like a whip, like and slam him right into the wall.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the. Let's see. That's 2, 4, 6. Yep. I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna spend the speed points for ultimate damage on this particular maneuver.
Okay.
All of them?
And I rolled a 9.
Okay. That hits him. How much damage do you do?
2, 4, 6. Well, that's 18. 23 points of damage.
Nice. All right. So you just charge at this guy and slam him, and you bust a hole in the drywall. And the guy's head just impacts on it. And then when you let go, he is just stuck in the wall.
Oh,
You're not sure if he's out cold or dead, but he's definitely not moving. And he's like, a foot off the ground because you're, a big, strong guy. You weaponize chrome. You're very strong. You're just like, crush. And now he's just in there like a cartoon character.
I hit the comm. I go, are you guys in here getting the information?
Little busy.
So, Scorpion, guys getting up to get out of your way. You're going to find a computer bank and jack in?
Yeah. Now I'm all like, I've got my inhaler. I'm on Brondo. It's giving me the electrolytes for this. So let's hack in and see what we can do.
All right. You take your
Get this
little
info.
direct connector and you kind of bring up an augmented reality interface that you have to navigate to get to the data. And this is going to take you several rounds to do so. In this AR interface, it's kind of like a video game sort of thing. And you need to make a computer roll to get started.
All right.
we out of combat, right, Sean?
You are out of combat, yes.
Okay.
While this is happening, I'm gonna take a recovery roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a recovery roll as well because I just burned like a lot of
Does it seem like this first stage is pretty difficult to get through?
No, you're pretty much like
Okay.
you're dropped into this environment and you're looking around.
Okay. We're
I
just gonna
got a
roll.
3 on the die, so it's +4. I'm adding ultimate.
So I rolled a 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you are navigating this little video game-like interface, and you move forward, and on the horizon is like a pyramid sort of structure that seems to be your destination. And then, Ted, I need you to make a speed defense roll.
Yes. Speed defense. 13. No adjustments to it.
So the technician that you told to go over there, you suddenly sense that he is behind you, and you sense that he has just stabbed you with a mantis blade.
Oh,
And in your ear he whispers, "You are far too trusting, Merc." You take 12 points of damage.
oh my God!
Ooh, baby. So 2 off. So might's at 0 and overflow 2 of them over to my speed.
Who'd you give the other XP to?
Yeah, and let's give it to Janky. I'm gonna need you to punch someone in the face in a moment.
I can finally give a beating.
So we are back in combat.
Mm-hmm.
That lasted a whole 3 seconds. Yeah. So that's him. And so now Janky, Scorpion is going, so Janky and Pone can... No, Pone was doing covering fire, so it's Janky. Just Janky.
Did you scream out in pain or anything from the comms that we were able? Because you were in a different room, right?
I'm pretty sure he made a horrible noise. Yeah. And actually,
like text SOS.
And actually, Janky, you don't get an action just yet because you were doing a recovery roll as your action.
Yeah.
So I was actually being tricky when I said you were out of combat. We're not really out of combat.
All right, cool.
But we can go back up to the top with Pone and Hydra.
Okay.
got it.
What I probably would have been doing was grabbing those guys, those whatever, just seeing whatever gear they had on them, weaponry or whatever. The
Each
guy
of them was
that
carrying a pistol and just kind of routine. Well, each of them also has another flashbang.
Okay, so I got two new flashbangs then,
Mhm.
and which one had that heavy impact pistol?
That is the guy who that got overkilled. Not the one who was set on fire, but the other guy.
Okay, I'm gonna grab his impact pistol as well.
Okay, he is halfway down the hall. So basically,
Okay.
I'm going to say that you're using your action to gather up the flashbangs here, and then head to the middle of where Janky happens to be.
Yeah.
That's not something you say every day. Not the guy who was on fire, but the other.
The other guy. Yeah. Oh, that's right. So it was Pone who shot him in the head, right? And did all that mega damage. Yeah. So that was Chris. That's dead Chris. Because the other guys came around like, they shot Chris in the head.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's Hydra. So now
Me?
I said yeah, Pone, you can go.
I'm doing something simple, relatively. I have a spy camera, and this is up to you, I guess. I would use my whole action to do this. I have a spy camera in my item list. I'd like to say that Chico was holding on to that, and he drops it in the staircase, and I recall him to me now that things are, we need more help up here. So the spy camera would watch the staircase for us, and then I call Chico to me.
Sounds good. And Chico can fly a long distance each round or a short?
I think it's short.
Okay. Well, that is definitely enough to get him up to the corner. So he's just an immediate distance from you because you're at the corner.
Yeah, let's just say short. I don't see specifically, but let's just say short.
Okay. And then, unfortunately, the technician gets to go because he is faster than the regular guards. So, Scorpion. He's already stabbed you once with this mantis blade. It looks like he's going to try and do that again.
No.
Ooh.
15 on the die.
That is a hit.
Oh, we won
he's
it with an
chunky. I'm gonna do a re-roll and hope for the best. That's worse.
Okay.
That's worse. I gotta blow one more experience. I gotta try this. I gotta do this. 19.
19. You dodge. You're like, maybe you just had a bit of computer intuition, kind of noticing where his cybernetics are kind of like indicating where he's going to move. And you're like, wait, I should dodge left. No, wait, I should. And just at the last second, he spears his mattress blade and just kind of misses you just barely. Nicely done. Expensive, but nicely done.
Oh.
And now Janky and Scorpion can go.
I'm running in, Diablo out, aiming as I'm running and firing at this person that's pretty much kicking Scorpion's butt.
All right, so let me clarify. Building is square. There's a hallway that goes all the way around. And then there's an interior room with big glass walls, and that's where Scorpion is. And the entrance that Scorpion went to is on the far side of the glass thing for you. So you have to go all the way around to get to that. Or you could just try crashing through the glass or shooting through the glass.
I'm gonna try. Would it be a speed roll to crash through the glass, or
That'd be a might roll.
a might roll? Would I still be able to get a shot off?
Maybe.
I'll try to shoot through the glass.
All right.
And I'm just gonna use all my might points. I'm gonna apply 3 levels of effort to the damage.
Actually, so let me clarify before you go doing this. So not only is he like almost a long distance away through glass, you are standing over a guy who's burned to death and is still smoking, and there's a fire alarm going off. So there are a lot of distractions right now that are hindering your attack.
Yeah, I don't want him to die. I'll still take all the. We're gonna be heroic here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use my as far as close as possible I can on my run. I'm not gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay.
You know,
so
whatever
if you
distance I could cover, I'm gonna cover.
all right, so if you move an immediate distance, you're not really going to be in a more advantageous position. If you want to move a long distance, you could do that, but you need to make a speed roll.
All right, so
Or you could just try crashing through the glass. I mean, it's just glass, right?
Yeah, it makes more sense. All right, I'm gonna do the speed roll first then. And I got a 2. I'll re-roll that.
Okay.
Can you use his shirt? Can you use the easement of his shirt?
I got a 15 on the die.
You got a 15, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, as your action, you've now moved a long distance, and you are on the side where the door is, leading to Scorpion and this technician. It was clearly actually a guard of some kind, just in disguise.
Yeah.
That's my whole action, right?
That's your whole action, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's me then. That's me. I don't know. Okay, cool. First of all, I made sure to like send a quick message, like mentally, like, where the F are you guys? Like, sad face, blood drop, knife.
/ heal me.
I'm doing so good. Yeah. So this is a room full of like server thingies.
Yeah.
Okay. The toe to toe, I'm not good with this. So I'm gonna do my best to like run to like the other side of the server banks, like weaving and dodging, trying to just get as far away from him as possible, just trying to hide amongst the server banks.
And you're gonna disconnect from the unit?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to unjack. I'm not staying there.
So you're gonna basically take evasive maneuvers and try and lose yourself among the server stacks so this person can't easily catch you.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. All right, sounds good. You move away, and actually, Hydra and Pone, you see that a very wounded-looking Scorpion is now like on the other side of the glass near you.
I put my hand on the glass, like I forget which Star Trek movie it was, but like Spock.
Nice.
That was Star Trek 2.
Was it 2? I can remember which one he died in.
So, Hydra and Pone, it is your action.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Hydra smashed the glass. He has to get out of there.
Right. So did I get the gun?
Yes. Nice.
Not
All
after,
right. This would be a might defense roll. No, because he's not doing might. This would be a speed defense roll against an object. A very easy speed roll.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
dude.
I'll use an XP to reroll if that's gonna. Okay.
So, you fire, and this thing shoots, a very heavy-hitting sort of bullet. Smashes a hole in the glass. However, bonk, the recoil of it sends you flying back, so you impact against the wall behind you. And I need you to make a speed defense roll against this.
Well, I am trained in that, so that's a help. And the other XP, I'll give that to. I'm going to give it to Scorpion because he needs it.
I was going to say that.
I got 16 on the die.
16. All right. So yeah, you kind of partially embed yourself in the drywall, but you're able to go and like yank yourself out, and you are not stuck in the wall. Unlike dead guy over there, who now you can see that yes, there is actually like blood dripping out of his clothing. He just has so much blunt trauma that He's just bleeding out through his
Blunt
skin.
force, I love blunt force trauma. I don't know,
So the good news is now there is a big hole in the glass near Scorpion. And a lot of like spiderweb cracks kind of radiating out from it.
Scorpion, take a stem or something, dude.
Pwn still has an action.
I will say this though. I forget. I guess I don't know. I don't know how hurt you are, Scorpion. But I have this item. I don't know if you're down in the damage tracks, but I have a resurrection cocktail. It's a combination of military-grade designer drugs and a spray hippo. It immediately moves character one step up the damage track. I'd like to use that on him if it'll help him.
Well, he has 0 might right now, so he is impaired.
So yes, I for sure want to. Then I
mean, there's only the little hole, but I like stick my lips through, like open the mask. Like,
It's not a little
all right.
hole.
That blast blew him back. This should be a pretty decent hole.
Ked, you are no longer impaired. You're still at 0 might, but you're no longer impaired.
okay.
And now the technician gets to go. And yes, so actually, Pwned, since you're up close and you're like looking right at that, you can see the technician guy running up with mantis blades out, ready to slash at Pwned. And so Pwned, please make a speed defense roll.
Here we go. Wait. Do I have enough for an effort? I think I might not. I know.
Sorry. I said Pwned. I didn't mean Pwned. I mean Scorpion. Scorpion is the one on the other
On
side.
the
You
other
said
side,
Pwn,
yeah.
do that.
I was a little confused. I was like, all right, he's going through for me.
Oh, there we go. That'll succeed. 3.
You want an
All
XP
right.
to reroll?
You have
that, Chad?
XP. You have one.
I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna re-roll. Oh, nat 20.
Wow. Okay. So, what would you like as your major effect for this successful?
So he goes to stab me, but I shift it just the right time, and instead he just pushes me through the semi-broken window, so I'm sprawled on the other side of these guys.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. You dodge, and you kind of use the force of that to carry you smashing through the remainder of this hole, and so now you land. You're going to be prone.
Yeah, that's good.
Surrounded by glass bits, and there's a burning dead guy nearby. But you are no longer under immediate threat from the technician. Technician. And now Janky and Scorpion, you can go.
You want to go first, Scorpion?
No, you go first because I'm kind of reactionary protecting myself at the moment. So you go first.
Oh, so I'm gonna shoot through the glass now. With
Okay, yeah, 'cause you're on the far side.
Oh, I still have to speed run again?
I mean, you could shoot through,
Just shoot through the glass to shoot him.
I can actually step into the room now, right?
The room's right. Yeah, the door's right there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna step
wow.
into the room and then unload.
Okay, but he's still a long distance away. He's on, out there.
Oh, so I'll double back, try to get as close to the group as possible.
Do you not have a ranged weapon?
Yeah, Diablo is my range weapon. That's
Okay. All right. So rather than running after this guy into the room, you're going to run back outside where everybody else is.
Just go
Okay.
into the room and shoot him. It's shorter, isn't it?
No, you said it was a long distance away if I go.
It's a straight shot. It's
still a straight shot though, and you've been not shooting. You should have been shooting, taking a chance to hit the guy.
No,
and now that there's a big hole in the glass, either way is kind of equidistant because if you catch up to the guy, then you could just step through the glass.
Okay, I'm gonna apply 3 levels of effort in damage.
Okay.
So put me down to 1 might.
Okay. Wait, why might?
I mean, I'm sorry, not 1 might.
Okay. That was weird.
It'll knock my speed down.
I thought you maybe had a vampire implant that you could use might for speed or something.
Throwing the bullets.
I'm gonna re-roll that because I got a 3. I'm gonna re-roll that because I got a 3.
Add them together.
Another
And
time.
what was the last one?
14.
14. Okay. That misses him.
Oh.
I mean, I missed on a 15, so.
Yep,
And-
that was it.
Scorpion.
You know what? I'm lying here on the ground. I've got people around me, so maybe he's gonna focus at the guys hopefully shooting him at the moment. I am going to try to let's do the overheat hack on him. Let's try to do that. I was gonna save this, but I'm gonna apply my free level of effort on the task. And I am going to apply 1 level of effort. It'll cost me 2, getting low, also to ease the task. So it'll be eased twice as a result.
All right.
Because he's chunky. I'm going to reroll that. Last experience. I'm out now. So 11, and then I have it's been eased twice.
Not enough.
Nah. Does my computer training count towards that?
No.
No, okay. I just tried.
You
I'll
could
give
become
him-
trained in that hack.
Can I give him one of my XPs to reroll that?
Sure.
I want this guy to overheat.
The power of teamwork. So 14 on the die, plus it's the eased by 2.
That succeeds. How much damage?
That is only 3 damage, but it's like fire damage bypassing the.
Yeah, bypasses his armor. All right, so yeah, he's heating up and he's like, God, son of a bitch. And you're right there. So he's like, I am going to kill you first.
He did it.
And now we have Pone and Hydra.
Now, since I'm already up back against the wall, I'm using it as a brace. And I'm gonna unload, and I'm gonna I can blow, because I can do 8 points. So yeah, I'm gonna blow the 8 points of effort and do max damage.
Okay.
So that would be
that's 3 levels of effort.
no, that's the 6 levels of effort.
No, 8 points is more than 6. I mean, 6 levels of effort is more than 8 points.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I got edge. My edge is 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. That'll be 4 levels. I'm sorry. That'll be 4 levels. But yeah, 8 points, 4 levels of effort. So that'll be an additional 12 points on whatever the damage the gun does.
Right.
All right. So come on, babe.
You need to hit like an 18.
And yeah, let's do this. $19.
19.
Whoa.
That hits him.
Nice.
How much damage?
12 points plus 3 for the 19. So that's 15. I don't know how much damage the gun does itself.
Right. All right. So you shoot him in the shoulder, which obliterates his shoulder completely, causing his cybernetic arm with the mantis blade to just fall off to the ground. And he just starts gushing blood. He screams. He uses his fully human arm to kind of like try and clamp that, but also the force of the bullet knocks him down, and so he is screaming on the ground, holding the remains of his stump that you have destroyed with this knockback gun. That was Hydra. And Pone, Chico is there with you.
Is he still alive?
I mean, you could save him if you wanted to.
No, I don't want to save him. I just want to double tap. I want him to die. Like, I want him to. So
Feel free to, like, he's probably not getting up, but if you want to have a vengeance attack on him, go for it.
no, I see how my buddy here, Scorpion, is all messed up. He tried to kill Scorpion. So yeah, eye for an eye in our little mercenary group. So I just walk up to him and shoot him in the head with my Volt pistol, point blank.
No roll needed. You just KO this guy. You don't KO. You overkill this guy.
Yeah.
Like, he was going to be dead from blood loss very soon, but yeah, it was a mercy. It's very kind of you. And now we're out of combat.
For real?
Lyle.
Scorp. I reach my hand on the Scorp.
For a breather.
I help you
what was
up. I reach a hand to help you up.
Get the info. Let's get the hell out of here.
I'm trying. I'm not feeling too good.
Take a recovery roll.
Yeah, if I can do a 10-minute, like we gotta like.
You never used your immediate, did you?
We
We
did.
did.
Me and Scorpion both used our
I burned
immediates.
through a lot of points this session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm waiting for the chance I take a 10-minute because I just had to
Well,
use it.
Again, burning guy here,
Yeah.
lots of gunfire,
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
that's going off. I'm not sure.
Do you have a mega ball?
No.
'Cause I can give you one of mine.
Okay.
Can we did we have to hack in order to get the information, or did we have like a stick or something that we could just stick in and it would download it?
I didn't see the mega bar. I am gonna eat my mega bar real quick when to get the free recovery roll.
Okay. To answer Dean's question,
Yes.
each of you have a standard cybernetics sort of interface, so you could plug in. Like that's the level of connection you need. You can't just like type at a computer. You don't need the computer skill to do what Scorpion is doing, but Scorpion is skilled at it. So any of you could be like, all right, I'm gonna like work my way through this video game. You're like, oh, how do I?
While he's trying to do it, while he's trying to get better, I'll try to plug in and see if I can get the information so we can get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I just quickly eat a bar. I'm good.
Yeah, he just crams like a nutrition bar in his mouth.
I will
If
say
you want
this
to
though,
assist me, maybe.
Yes, then I'll do that. Yes, I will definitely assist.
All right. That'll
and
work.
up to you for this.
And what I'll
Sean.
use,
Oh,
I'll say that it's my my lies and trickery and illusion to help him bypass any security features. You know.
Okay. So normally I would have you making computer rolls to deal with the various obstacles and such. But Ked, you've already been in to like the first stage of this, so you can just resume with that. I'm going to give you an asset from Hydra trying to help you. So you need to try and navigate. You're navigating closer to this pyramid thing, and Hydra, you're also seeing this in your own interface as well. But it's kind of like it's like watching someone else play a video game, and so you're getting it, but it's also like a little bit nauseating because they're turning left, and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting to turn left, so you kind of get a little dizzy. It's not hindering you in any way, but it's not as comfortable as watching a television program. So, Ked, I need Scorpion to make another computer roll because they didn't tell you what it is. You have gotten closer to the pyramid, and there is like a digital representation of a pier, and you know that there is something like a chromed up crocodile patrolling in this area. So you need to make another computing roll to successfully navigate past this hazard.
Oh, okay. I am trained. I have an asset, and I'm going to apply one level of effort because right now it's only costing me 1 point. So I might as well. So that'll be eased by 3 in total, and that's good because I rolled a 3.
Okay. And did that count the asset from Hydra's?
Hydra.
That's when the asset from because I'm
Okay.
trained. I did 1 effort and then the asset.
Okay. So
yeah.
I'm going to call this a partial success. You do manage to navigate past the crocodile, but it does bite you for 4 points of intellect damage.
Oh,
But it is no longer a threat. You just had to go and deal with that little bit of counter hackering.
Oh, my brain.
Here.
Could I share the damage with him since I'm in there helping him?
Sure, if you split it evenly. You both take
Yeah,
two.
I'll take 2. Yeah, I'll take 2. I'll take 2 intellect for him.
All right. Okay.
That hurt me, but yeah, it hurts. We need his brain intact.
What are Pone and Janky doing while these two are
Jake's
playing
guarding
video
the
games?
door. I'm gonna guard the door while they doing this.
Okay.
I have a first aid kit that I can use up to 5 times. I like to first aid myself if possible. If I recall correctly, the rules are I say how many I want to heal, and then that's the difficulty for the roll. And blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to try to heal 5 points of might damage. And I'm going to use an intellect effort as well. So that's 2 assets one from the effort, 1 from the kit.
Okay. So it's a level 3 task.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
Yeah, with my minor effect, can I say no? That's a major effect thing. I want to take my effort back, my cost, but I don't know what
I'll
to
give
do
you
for
1 point
that.
back.
I'll take it. I will take it. All right,
Okay.
cool. So I recover my 5 might, and yeah, I'll take care of that intellect. Thank you.
Does Janky have like an Overwatch ability that gives him like any sort of benefit for guarding a space?
I do have Overwatch. It says when they use a weapon to target a limited area such as a doorway, hallway. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely use Overwatch then.
Cool.
And I'm guarding where the guards came from. Where we saw the 2 sets of guards, I'm guarding
Right.
that area.
All
And
right.
yeah, because Al's got the hallway covered, the staircase.
All right. Ked, time for another computer roll. And if Hydra is helping, then
Yes.
he's helping and giving you an asset.
All right. So I'm going to spend another effort on this one, just like before, because the 1 point, why not? So that is going to be trained, asset, and effort for
Nice.
3 E's on a 9 on the die.
Great. Okay, so yeah, you move 1 step closer. You are basically at the threshold of this digital pyramid. And you know that if you go inside, there should be basically like a loot crate that you need to open up.
Randomized loot crate.
You are aware that there is another person active in the system, and they are trying to get closer to you.
Oh no.
So Janky is still guarding. Pone, what are you doing?
Is it possible for me to? I have. It's not someone I can see, but I have data jack. It says with computer access, you jack in and instantly learn a bit more about something you can see. You gain an asset on tasks involving that person or object. If he relates to us that he feels a presence, could I use data jack to see if I can learn more about that presence?
Yes, you can.
So I would like to do that then, yes.
All right. You don't even need to make a roll for this one. You know that the person who is pursuing the hacker being Scorpion, is another hacker or netrunner whose identity is Big Tooth. And yeah, they are sniffing around the system trying to find out where Scorpion is.
Do I know anything about Big Tooth?
You actually heard of Big Tooth. And you know that he's a pretty skilled hacker who often does mercenary work for corpos.
Is it a thing in this world, where they'll send 2 different merc groups to do the same job and they'll pay whoever's successful and not the other team?
You're sure that happens, but that doesn't seem to be what's going on here.
Well, either way, what you guys or what anyone who's watching me sees, I take one of my fingers off my left hand. That's where I was vaping from, and I just put my index finger into like a USB slot or something, and I say into the comms, "Oh shit, Big Tooth is in there. That's who the presence is, Scorp. It's Big Tooth."
Scorpion, you're like, oh, I know that name.
Oh, Big Tooth, he's so cool!
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's coming.
Nice.
I got 1 XP left. Can I do a player intrusion? Because it's my thing, with all the stealth and hidden stuff. Can I say that, I don't often like be on the net running, but I keep a like a virus or a worm type grenade thing that I can use against a hacker to help us get away, to delay him. Can I give him XP to say I have that?
That sounds like a great idea, yeah.
Cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, it's basically what it'll do is it'll make multiples of us. It'll make multiple ghost hacks come up.
Cool. All right.
And
I would like you to make a computer roll to see how effective that is.
I rolled a 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, you kind of disperse this code, this malware into the system, in the direction of where Big Tooth seems to be coming from, making sure it doesn't go anywhere near what Scorpion is doing. That does mean on this action, Scorpion, you are not going to get the asset from Hydra.
Okay.
But that is a very clever use of a GM intrusion. And so, Scorpion, you think that you are now at the loot crate, and you just need to make one more computer roll to crack this thing open and get the data you need.
I'm torn because Big Tooth is also scaring the crap out of me. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Once I have it, it's not like I have to work my way back out again. I can just like unplug. I know, right?
Yeah, you're not doing a deep dive with a net,
okay,
like a suit and everything like that. You're just literally just plugged in. You can.
Okay, in that case, I am going to try. If I'm jacked in, actually, come to think of it, do I get the asset for my data jack?
If your data jack ability says you get an asset from doing that.
I should have had an extra asset. All right, good to know. Let's go. So intellect booster still. So I'm going to effort because of that. For it's only one. I'm trained and data jack. That is a 7 on the die, though.
Okay, that's enough.
Oh.
But cool loot box music. There's a representation of like a carved stone tablet that has all this data on it that you will. I mean, if you wanted to spend time looking at it and figuring out what it's saying, you could, but you don't really have the time to do that right now. But clearly, this is the thing you're hunting for, and you hit the button. It gets added to your comm chip, which has some data storage in it, and you are free to disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the data. Do you want to signal your boss to let them know that you need a pickup?
Yeah, I'll message everybody.
We need to get to the roof. I unjack.
We got to get out of Dodge. So yeah, we'll signal like we need our exfil, and because I think we had to message him for that. Got it. Let's go.
Okay, so you text your fixer, and next up, I guess you're gonna head to the stairwell.
Yeah.
Correct.
No.
Go.
No. We have. Does this access thing work for the roof? For the elevator? Since the elevator's right there.
The one that you got from the cleaning crew?
From the lab chick.
Oh, that one. You'd have to try it and see.
I'll step in the elevator and hit the button for the roof with the badge.
It works.
How many more floors is it? Because wouldn't they be able to just shut the elevator down, leave us stuck in the elevator?
That's a good point. So yes, it does flick on green, but there's still a fire alarm going on, and it doesn't go like you hit the button and it turns green, but the elevator doesn't seem to do anything other than that.
Stairs.
Sorry, so upstairs you go. Damn it.
I'm already in the staircase with Chico.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
So
the
you
stairs
get
were
to-
right there.
Yeah, you're right there. So you get up to the roof, and you see, kind of flying in, is a helicopter-like aerial vehicle. It's more like a military carrier style in that it doesn't have. It's got a big cargo bay that you can just throw a bunch of people in. And as it flies up, you notice that it doesn't have a pilot. It's all being remote piloted. And it lands here on the roof, and the doors are open. Y'all want to hop in?
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, we wanted, we book it. Where's your little drone at, Al?
It's flying with us. It's here. Chico's right alongside us. Chico's barking. I turn off those protocols. He's like, yep. Like,
All right, your area vehicle starts to take off, and then you see a heavily chromed figure step out of the stairwell exit, which you did not take. And they kind of point their arm up at you, and you see that their cybernetic arm pops open, and there's some sort of rocket launcher built into their arm, and they fire it at your vehicle.
Can I? Oh God. Ugh.
I
Okay.
got
I'm going to look back over my shoulder and be like, guys, it was nice knowing you, and leap out with the big gun and try to shoot the rocket.
Okay.
Oh, I mean that's better than I was gonna. I was about to push Janky out towards it.
I don't have any XP for this. But if he's successful, could I send out my grappling arm to try to pull him back in after he fires?
Certainly could try.
I don't know if I'm the only one with XP left, but I have one single XP left. Could I give it to him for that player intrusion?
I mean, you can hold on. Like, I'm just going to let him do this. Like, you all have actions you can take, and apparently Dean's action is for Hydra to jump out and shoot at this rocket.
He's jumping out. Ant might try to save him. Looks like Al's trying to help.
The kind of idea is when I see the arm come up, like when I see it start to light up, I'm just to try to get the right angle. I'm leaping, and I want to shoot.
Can I look for a parachute?
Here in the vehicle, yes, it has a couple of emergency parachutes strapped.
Okay, these guys are dealing with that. I'm strapping a parachute on.
Okay.
I'm gonna just attempt to grapple him after he fires to pull him back on.
All right, Dean.
All right,
your roll.
Here we go. Come on, be nice to me because I normally roll like shit when it's necessary. I got a 13.
13. Are you trained or anything like that? Did you use any effort?
I can't use a level of effort. So
I'll use a
level of effort. That'll be 16.
Okay. You leap out, and due to your dramatic heroics, you hit the exact right angle and you shoot this rocket in midair. It explodes before it hits your vehicle. But now you are starting to free fall. If it weren't for Janky, you might be able to let you kind of aim yourself for the building, but fortunately Janky is there and you don't have to worry about that if he succeeds. So let's see if Janky can save you from a big fall.
All right, I'm gonna apply a level of effort. This is all right. I got an 11 on the die roll with a level of effort 14.
All right, so your grapple fires out and catches Hydra by probably some reinforced part of his clothing. And you're holding him. So now, Hydra, you leap out, shoot, boom. The force of the explosion starts to knock you back, and then you feel this hand reach impossibly far, grab you, and then the weight of you comes down, starts to swing. So now you are dangling underneath this helicopter aerial vehicle as its robot pilot, or remote pilot, you're not sure which, is pulling away. What are Pone and Scorpion doing? Scorpion's putting on a parachute. Pone, what are you doing now that the thing is swinging Hydra underneath like a very dangerous lure?
I would definitely be attempting to help reel him in like a fish if that's what Janky's trying to do, like pull him back onto the helicopter. So I would definitely be pulling on Janky's grappling hook, to pull him back down.
His sheer weight would knock me to the ground, so I'm hanging off the end.
Yeah, you're probably having used most of your strength to keep yourself from being yanked out after him. Cool.
Yes, I'm definitely attempting.
So between Janky and Pone, you manage to go and pull Hydra back up. Hydra, you get pulled up the edge, you can pull yourself in, and you all escape. You're dropped off at the drop-off point. You're able to meet up with your fixer and drop off the data, and they verify the data, and you all get paid.
Woo! It's wild. Well, we're gonna have fun with this system. With this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was super
so
fun.
Awesome.
I was really gonna commit suicide so y'all could get away.
Before you did all that, I was gonna have Chico fly in front of it, and him blow up
nice.
instead. But then I can rebuild him. He's a drone. I have his personality in my brain, basically.
Man, I
didn't
can't
even
wait.
think about Chico. I was like, they gotta get away. We made it this far.
Yeah, I wish I had some of these toys when I did the stream of Bob World Builder and Nerd Immersion for the Cyberpunk one shot. I'm like, oh, the damage thing would have been so cool.
That is going to be a crazy mechanic. Oh my god.
Yeah, before we first of all, Sean, thank you so much. This was freaking awesome. I had a fantastic time. But I just want to go around the table and ask everybody, what's your impression of Dustin Leon? And when you first heard Cyberpunk, do you think it met your expectations in this a demo that Sean was gracious enough to give us? We'll start with Dean first.
You know what? When they said Cyberpunk, I didn't put any expectation because I always knew Cypher was flexible. But I was just interested to see what new twists that were going to be thrown, and the ultimate damage alone really, I wasn't even expecting that. That's a mechanic that I don't think I've really seen applied, like this in this method. So yeah, it kind of exceeded an expectation in that realm. And I don't know what else you have locked up, but I know, just from some of the stretch goals, I can't wait to see what the hacker cars, the digital hacking thing is going to be like and all of that, because this right here, and in everyone's words of Anthony, this was hella cool. So I give it a good 5 stars for this being so early in the game. That's 5 stars out of 5 stars for me.
Cool.
Ken?
I mean, we only got a little teaser, and I'm already like over the moon with what we've seen, and knowing the standard white book stuff, we're going to get all those like whatever tips and guidance, and then whatever we have here, I'm looking forward to like the cyberware stuff. And there's some new abilities here that were kind of cool. Yeah, I'm super happy. This is like, even from the teaser, going in the direction I was hoping it was going to.
Yeah,
especially
so
the deadliness. Cyberpunk's not it's not a happy genre. If you've read any books or played any cyberpunk style games or anything like that, very rarely is there a happy ending. Seeing the extra deadliness makes me happy.
Yeah, like they say that in Cyberpunk you can't save everybody, and you maybe can save yourself.
And that was the whole
close. That was very close.
Yeah. Now, I will say that it's not like the damage is cranked up all the time for NPCs, but like because there's no equivalent to NPCs using effort in the game, but there's kind of an informal rule of, hey, if an NPC has a special attack or there's a GM intrusion that means there's a special attack, that's when you add extra damage to the NPC's attack. And it's just add the NPC's level. So that technician guy, he was only level 6, and his damage would normally be 6. But for that stealth ambush attack, that's why he did 12. All the later attacks, he would have just done 6, unless he had an opportunity to set up a GM intrusion or a combo or something. So that first one is like, oh, sneak attack damage, extra.
I know not everyone's like it, but like when it comes to games, I've been playing for decades now, and I'm a bit of a glutton for punishment. So I'm okay with getting a little beaten up.
Yeah.
Ultimate damage is super cool, and just based off my character sheet, honestly, I didn't look at anyone else's character sheet, but just based off what I heard from what y'all have on it and what I see on mine, it looks like the type flavoring is really on point for the cyberpunk genre. Like, I know what a hot shot, I think I was a hot shot, and that's like the explorer, but I still had a bunch of like, tech data skills or whatever. So yeah, I'm really liking like how the types are set up to really push the genre. Like, it's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think the one thing I was most impressed by is how the common tropes that you would see in cyberpunk setting, you pretty much touched all the bases between, you had the hacker, you had the stealth guy, you had the tanky fighter guy, and we all had opportunities to shine, and we all had opportunities to have that cyberpunk feel within our character, which I thought was hella awesome.
And I'd like to add one more thing too, Sean. You said it earlier, and kind of showcased it a little bit with the tech. I'm looking forward to see those equipment lists. That was always one of the coolest things. I used to always buy for Cyberpunk or Shadowrun. I always bought the equipment books because when you looked in and you were like the Draco Light 47 and the different equipment. So I'm excited to see what equipment is going to be in there. I think you've captured Cyberpunk on a really cool level, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the mini setting is going to be like in the back of the book. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for it.
So to address your comment about like all the technology, the equipment chapter has really ballooned. Like originally we were planning on it being like 8 pages. It's now like 16 pages. And that's just equipment. Like cyberware is its own chapter. And vehicles are their own chapter and artifacts are their own chapter. So like if you just want guns and other stuff like that, that's the equipment chapter. And then everything else is completely separate from that. And Anthony, you were talking about how everybody had, the options for doing the hacker stuff, etc. That's because we actually are slightly changing the types for this book because we can. And so if you are playing a character who's a solo, you're not just a warrior, and it's not just a warrior with flavor. Like we're actually saying, like every type in the game is proficient in some kind of guns. With more guns, the more warrior-ish you are. But like everyone's practiced with guns, and everybody is tier 1 has the basic like, oh, I want to do the ping hack, I want to do this sort of hack. Like so, like even if you were the super like I'm going to be the buff mercenary type guy who's all about like Anthony's character or Dean's character, you could still have that hacker stuff on the side. You're just not necessarily as good at it as a tech character like Scorpion or Pwn. Just because we want everybody able to do those sort of things because it fits the genre. Like the looks are deceiving. The big super chrome guy can also be a really good hacker. And there's no reason why Al or Ked's character couldn't cyber up a lot. Like I work on my skills, I'll work on my special abilities, but you get enough cash, you can just buy cyberware. Like you're going to armor up, you're going to get gorilla arms, you're going to do all that stuff. And so no one's going to be able to look at you and go, I know exactly what that character can do, because it's going to be a combination of your skills and your cyberware and your weird ass equipment too.
You ever watch the old anime Goku Midnight Eye? It was great, but they actually had a cybernetic character that was basically a 5 foot tall, 100-pound girl, but she was the most badass killer in the game. I mean, strong, resilient, so I can see, pulling that trope too, she ran around.
If you watch the Cyberpunk Edgerunners show, one of the characters, Rebecca, as part of the hero crew, she looks like a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
She's a badass with guns, and like later on, she ends up getting gorilla arms that are like big enough that she can walk on her gorilla arm fingers, and her feet don't touch the ground. So yeah, why not?
Now I'm gonna go watch it now but no, I'm actually gonna go to bed because I gotta get up in the morning. But
it's midnight for you guys.
Yeah.
But no, it's this is like, yeah, Sean, thank you so much. This was
thank you guys.
Really,
it was great.
This was a treat. Yeah. We really appreciate you, letting us be a part of it,
Yeah, and actually, you guys mentioned a couple things. And I'm like, oh, that should go in the equipment list too. Like, Al, you're like, oh yeah, I've got this. Oh no, I think it was somebody had a vape or something. I'm like, oh, of course we have to have vapes in this.
It was me, yeah, the one who's constantly vaping on stream.
But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, and that's what I was saying. Like, I had to come up, like, it was like, because that's what I was thinking when you were saying about, I'm not a hacker. So I would figure I would have, like one-shot protocols or something to help me, while I'm in there. That's where I came up with the player intrusion. Why not? As a solo,
Yeah, and we kind of played it fast and loose with your ciphers as to whether they were hacks or they were physical objects, and we were running. I didn't want to go and extend our time super long, but actually we're doing a really cool thing with ciphers in this book, where if you have access to a data center or a person who like is connected to that sort of thing, like instead of getting random ciphers, you can almost shop for ciphers. Or like if you had a little more time, you could have plugged into this database in this computer and be like, oh, I could download some Rejuvenator ciphers because it's just software. You know, or you might have a guy who runs an app store. Like we did this first in It's Only Magic. There are magical apps you can get, but in Cyberpunk it makes sense. You're like, oh yeah, this guy just has a list of apps that you can buy that are ciphers, and some of them are, you know, things that affect me. Some of them might be things that Dean suggested with this player intrusion. If I need a counter hack, that sort of thing. But the fact that you could say, oh, I know a guy who can get me this. Like it'd be really handy if we all had dark site ciphers for this next mission. Well, let's find a guy who has that and buy them from him.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I like it. Oh, and speaking of
cipher limits?
Are there still cipher limits?
Yes, they're still up.
Okay.
But I mean, everybody has access to the additional ciphers thing. Well, that's another thing. Like, because guns, I wanted everybody to be able to use spray weapons and repeat fire weapons. And so things like spray and arc spray are now part of every character's type. I think the warrior still gets them, like the solo still gets them earlier. But if you want to be the guy who's using, you know, the submachine gun and you're just laying down a bunch of suppressor fire or multiple attacks, you can do that no matter what your type is. Because it's just a crazy guns or a super violent setting.
That's awesome. Speaking of It's Only Magic, it's funny. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but we have our It's Only Magic channel up, and somebody was like that. We're gonna have the Magic Touch cleaners. So you know your clothes are always
that. Yes, I did. The board college students, yeah.
Board college students.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I love this. I love you guys. But I gotta
before we even sign off, Qedhup, once again, brother, you know we love you. Where can you be reached at? And for those people that don't know who you are, which I doubt it if they're watching our show, they definitely know who you are.
I'm on so many people's channels lately. I've got to have this speech down pat by now. So yeah, Qedhup, Qedhup. You can find me. I mean, any social media, just search that name. I'm the only one with that name. Mainly on the YouTubes, of course. It's where I do a lot of the channel stuff, and of course, go to my Ko-fi page. Donations are appreciated, but also check out the Void Home. The book Playtest 2 is almost out, which is a somewhat modified version of Cypher, but still compatible with the other books, of course, because you want it to be. Maybe check it out. You can get like $15 to like the basic book, and then you can, there's the other tiers and stuff, which will go up once the full book is released. So you know that stuff. But yeah, just check it out. QED HUP wherever you want to find me.
And yeah, and it goes without saying, Qedhup does way better Cypher content than we will ever do. So if you want to learn some stuff about Cypher System, definitely go check out his channel. Sean, besides working for MCG and doing all the fantastic stuff you do, and not TPK, thank you. You got any social media you want to share or anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, I'm Sean K. Reynolds everywhere, but I mainly am just on Twitter and Blue Sky. Like, I have an Instagram account. I post to it like every 3 months. But for other stuff, I would like to say that, hey, got our designer copies of It's Only Magic in print proof copies from the printer. So assuming we don't find any errors, we're going to start the full print run on this, and we're going to do fulfillment in June. So keep an eye for that. And pre-orders are still open if you haven't gotten it. And unrelated to MCG stuff, this weekend, this Saturday at 10 a.m., I'm getting together with Peter Atkinson, founder of Wizards of the Coast and owner of Gen Con, and we are going to talk about 3rd edition D&D for part of the 50th anniversary of D&D celebration that we're doing. So it'll be Peter, myself, Jonathan Tweet, who is the lead designer of the 3rd edition Player's Handbook, Actoroki and cosplayer person of interest, Lexi the First, and Monty Cook. Monty Cook's also going to be there. So if you want to see us talking about 3rd edition D&D and sharing gaming stories, and then sitting down to play actual 3rd edition D&D together, tune in on Saturday on the Gen Con official Twitch channel.
What time on Saturday again?
10 Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, awesome. I know what I'm going to be doing at that time.
Exactly. Oh, hey, and don't forget, Sean, tell them about your Patreon. That's a great place to go for people who want to see D&D stuff turned into Cypher stuff.
So if we're going to continue my cycle of shameless self-promotion, I do have a Patreon. Mostly what I do on it is I take stuff that I wrote for 3rd edition long ago, and I convert it to Cypher System and to 5e, and I do a lot of designer commentary about the initial stuff and how the rules have changed in the various editions of D&D, and like why I converted it this way and why I did it that way. So there's a lot of advice for people who want to be writing for Cypher or writing for 5e. I talk a lot.
It's good stuff, people. It's great. I've been on it since he started it. I've learned a lot.
Sean, thanks again. And if you like us and you like what we do, join the Cypher Unlimited Discord server for all things Monty Cook games. We have the largest fan-run Discord server for everything MCG. Who knows? You might be able to catch Sean there chatting and get in a game like this. Or if Discord's not for you, join our Facebook group. It's not as big as our Discord, but there's still fantastic conversations being had there. Our videos are always free, but you can give us a little donation on Ko-fi, or like, share, and subscribe here on Twitch or YouTube. We're still trying to grow both platforms, and we'll greatly appreciate it if you give us any support you can, or go to our online store and pick up some cool Cypher Unlimited merch, like the shirt D got on or the hat I got on. And last but not least, we love you guys.
Yep. Thank you again, everyone, for coming by to watch. All the relevant links will be down below on YouTube if you're watching this, so definitely check out Sean's stuff, and definitely be aware of that Gen Con Twitch channel for Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I will also have the link down below for that. But yeah, thank you again, Sean, for coming and running, showing us Neon Rain. It was awesome, and yeah, I am very excited for this book. So yeah, as usual, from us at the CU, we will see you later.